welcome to the 10th Point Canadian Highlander Weekly, Season 3, Week 4. I am your replacement host, Thunder Numbers. Eloquin couldn't be here this week. And with me I have my co-host and stream runner. Say hi.
Hi, this is TheRedMage running the tech as usual.
Yep. TRM has been around for a long time. I haven't been around for as long as him. He started this weekly with Elo. I've only jumped on recently.
Yeah,
so,
Elo ran the first few events without me, and then I kind of was like, so I can't be there for the whole thing, but also it's probably better if you have somebody else to like sound things against, just so that you don't go insane. And Elo didn't go insane, so like that, I called it a huge success.
all right. So, I suppose maybe we should introduce our players for this week. We have actually quite a few. We have 11 registrants this week.
Staggering number of people. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, especially considering the last couple weeks. I think we've gotten more registrants this week than the last 2 weeks combined.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just gonna go in order of the list that I have here. So first of all, we have Luca. I believe you said you wanted to be called Lucas.
Hello, yes.
All right, we have Gozmit.
Hi.
We have, how do you pronounce this? RanseHeroica? Is that correct?
Just go with Rans, and hello.
Okay. All right, we have RarerMonsters.
Some players might not have a microphone, so
yeah,
you might not get everybody to say hi. But
right,
you know,
we have WindydelCarlo.
Ohio.
Kind of butchered that a little bit. I'm sorry. We have Paranundrox.
Hello.
We have Croc64.
One day I'll have every role on this Discord.
It's true. We have Ramy.
Hello.
We have Bailite. Yeah, that's right. Okay. WolfgangCloud.
Hello.
And Tenebre, who I know doesn't have a mic because he's been muted this whole time. So, all right. So I suppose we should probably start to think about getting started then.
the one hiccup before we just launch the thing. Can you call me from your Gmail account to the 10th Point Gmail account so I can set the webcam?
I can.
Yeah, just but I need the webcam feed for you. That's the only thing. I forgot to set it up because we were kind of already running late and I wanted to start things as fast as possible. Can people hear us?
Okay.
Is that... Huh? Okay, can people check if they can hear us from stream? Because everything went silent
I can.
on my meters and I don't know why. But if the stream exists, then, I mean, then everything is fine. All right.
You're still coming through on the stream.
All right, awesome. That's one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, my audio, like, thingamabobs over here just kind of went silent, and I don't know... I didn't know if it was just my monitors or this was the actual stream, but it looks like it's just a monitoring issue on my part, so that's good. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee to celebrate.
Okay.
There you go. Yes?
Interesting. Let me not open 3 tabs.
Probably wise.
I don't need 3 tabs for this. Okay, let me see if maybe it's the fact that I'm on my laptop that I can't make a call.
I can try, yeah, I don't have your email on this account. Otherwise, I would say I'll just call you, but...
I can, like...
You just write to me and I'll call you.
Yeah, okay. That'll work.
Technical difficulties! Yay! We don't even have
Awesome.
the great technical difficulty screen. Actually, this is another thing that we mentioned last time, and it's worth repeating. All of the graphics for the screen were done by 404, and he's done an amazing job. Our logo was done by 404, all of these overlays were done by him. Yeah, no, he's been a huge help in setting things up. So I just wanted to give him props once again because this is pretty great. At least I think it's great. I don't know. You may feel free to think, oh man, Streamlabs OBS finally added an undo button. This is great.
That's awesome.
I didn't realize I haven't booted the program in like a couple weeks. It's like, oh, this is great. Now if I fuck up, I can undo my stuff up with ease.
Okay, so I sent you an email since apparently I can't message you without doing that.
Yeah. Okay.
Weirdly enough, I tried to look up the Canadian Highlander account and it wasn't it's saying nothing was coming up, despite the fact that I know for a fact that's an account because I'm logged into it in another instance of the browser.
Yeah, so what's happening there is that sometimes in order to start a conversation you have to like invite that person.
Oh.
So now I sent you an invite, and if you open yeah. I'm sorry for this. Do you have did you already speak did you already make a bracket for the tournament while we do?
Yes, I did.
All right.
I did. I can post some pairings so we can get started.
All right. So let's. Do you already have also a matchup for the like a feature match picked for?
Well, I think I'm probably. I think I'm probably gonna go with. It looks like, I think Luca's deck looks interesting, and maybe not necessarily in the best way. And I saw Tenebre's curve, and I think that's all I need to see. So it's probably between one of those. Actually, they're playing. They're playing in round one, so I think that's perfect.
Do we have hand fit for both of them? Because I know Tenebre.
Let's look at that. Let's look at this.
Yeah, I think Tenebre said that he couldn't do hand for one thing, but I might be wrong.
They all said yes. So
all right, that's great. Alright, so while it looks like we have our feature match for this thing, I'm pretty excited. Usually, oh sweet, there you go.
Alright, I can post pairings whenever you're ready.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm setting up the hand cam call. If Tenebre, you're gonna have to bear with me with the sounds of the Hangouts call. Okay, there you go. Not anymore. And now I need to find Tenebre. I need to find Tenebre's email because it's the only one that I hadn't set up earlier in order to do this. Lucas, can you please share your screen?
What?
I need you to share your screen. You know, like the reason to have these calls is to show a hand.
Works now, yes?
I'm not. I'm seeing two of us in the call, and I'm not seeing your screen. I think that's just Thunder Numbers who also.
Yeah, interestingly
Okay,
enough, I was able to join as another instance of the other email.
Thunder Numbers, mute yourself in the
Yeah.
Google call, or you're double sounding.
Gotcha. I've
Okay.
done it.
All right, much better now. Also, yes, I see your screen now. It's great. It's a perfectly adequate screen, which I enjoy.
All right. Yeah. Sorry, I had it typed out and just completely blanked. I'm sorry. I'll do that right now. Pairings for round 1 are up.
Fighting
Good
Violet.
luck.
All right. So the way that this is gonna work is you're gonna have to leave this call, obviously, and just create matches in the vintage getting serious rooms, and that's how we're gonna do that.
Mhm.
Although, wow, Modo has changed a bunch.
Yes.
How does this even work? Tournament practice, I guess. Yeah, I guess it's gonna be the tournament practice room. I think that's just all of the rooms that exist now, but.
Mhm.
Tenebre hasn't gotten a Hangouts call?
Because I haven't sent him to him yet. Also, can you mute yourself in the Hangouts call? Otherwise, I can't. I needed to find the Tenebre's email. Let me just contact him directly.
Have I muted myself in the call now?
Yes.
Yep.
You're now sound. I can now hear only once, which is desirable.
All right. Where's this other one?
Alrighty. I see.
So, while we're
I see some
waiting-
matches. Some matches that are popping up. So that's great.
So while we're waiting, I suppose I can tell a story of something that was frustrating that happened earlier and is technically still going on.
That's great because it's gonna take me like maybe a couple minutes to set things up. So.
All right. So last night I logged into my Modo account, right, and it worked fine. And this morning I tried to log in, and my Modo account did not work somehow. So I had to. So what I did is I made a new Modo account,
Okay.
but I haven't gotten the activation email yet. So what's going to be happening is I'm just going to be looking off the Hangouts call.
Oh, that's.
It's a little bit suboptimal, but
Well,
I'll do what I can for now.
it's unfortunate, but we'll
It's
do what
all
we can.
managed.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. We've already had enough difficulties. No need.
Yeah. I think so. Sadly, like this is a bit. We're starting back after a bit of a hiatus, so there's some rust that needs to come off, but it's.
It's also my first week doing it, so it's a little. It can be a little weird.
We have a bunch of players now that I would love to give them the best possible experience of play, but you know.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there,
no.
hopefully.
There are gonna be weeks like this. No matter.
We run a pretty artisanal. There you go. Okay, so Tenebre should have answered my call now. But I think Google is confused. That's what I think. Let me just try doing this. Well, I think if Tenebre starts sharing his screen, we should be pretty good to go.
Yeah, as long as when that starts happening, we should be fine.
Yeah, WolfgangCloud and Glebe Reaper are in. Are started 2 different matches somehow, so I don't know what's up with any of that, but.
Oh, that's and they're both in both matches.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I'm assuming that one of them is not being played, but it's pretty great.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah, I would love it. I'm having a bit of a struggle with getting Tenebre's code set up.
Okay.
Like,
So
Google seems to think that we are at the same time in both calls and in neither call, which is unfortunate.
you and Tenebre?
Yeah, so Google. Sorry. Google seems to think that at the same time we are both in the same call, but also I'm not in the same call as him. So that's I don't know what's up with that, but
Interesting. He said he could hear you on Discord, so.
Oh.
All right. Well,
Then okay, then tell him to share his screen. Actually, I'm just gonna do that myself.
Yeah, we can't. Oh, interesting. Where'd that come from? Yeah, he's. Tenebre just messaged the Google.
Yeah,
account
no,
and said he is
I'm
sharing his screen.
seeing what's happening. I think maybe if he
Yeah.
leaves the hole and goes back in it, maybe we have. I see that he left the call.
Yeah.
And maybe now he's gonna join it back. I am confused. Google is being a bot. Is what's happening here. Oh, that's what's happening. I see. Okay, there you go. Okay, now we're in the same call. I think that. Okay. I'm seeing the screen now.
Okay.
But I only see the mouse pointer. I think that. Oh yeah, I think that's a modo thing.
All right. Well.
Yeah, let's just get the match started, and we'll do it without Tenebre's.
Let's just go with it. We'll
do it without Tenebre's hand. That's.
All right. So.
Modo is finicky with letting you capture the screen. You have to set up your. If you're on a laptop. Oh no, never mind.
Right.
I have the screen. I have it.
Oh, awesome. So. I can't see it in the Hangouts call, but I guess you can just you can talk about that. I guess. So.
Yeah. You can probably. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Well. I'm just gonna start commentating the match.
Yeah. So who's this is
Tenebre. Tenebre. It's Tenebre versus Luca. Tenebre led off with a turn 1 Sensei's Divining Top, which
I don't see the match in the Vintage Tournament practice room.
Oh, weird.
I
think they said they were going to the testing lobby.
The testing lobby, okay.
Yeah. So, Mox Temple Garden for Luca into, I would guess, maybe this Grib Ranger? No, they didn't play anything. Okay. So, both of these players are on combo decks, which is... This match is probably going to be kind of fast. I know Tenebre is playing Panel, I think.
I don't know what the test. I don't know where the testing lobby is.
That's. I am.
I only see 5 matches. Is that it, like, next page they don't know how to get to? Is that what's happening here? I see
I don't know.
Bailite and Windy, I see Glib Reaper and WolfgangCloud twice. And then I see Ramy versus
Okay.
Paranundrox and Freethinker versus... Is that Freethinker versus Cookie or 3-3?
No, it's their moto names are Tenebre and Luca.
God damn it.
You could just look off the Hangouts call like I'm doing.
Yeah, but... I know, but I need to stream the match. I can't look off the end.
That's fair. That's kind of important. I'll just start talking about what's happening. So
Yeah, please do that while I try to find them.
So, Luca played a fetch but didn't crack it and got in with a Scrib Ranger that they played on turn 1. It's looking like at the end of Luca's turn, Tenebre is going to spin his top. He untaps and cracks his Marsh Flats. And he finds an Underground Sea. I don't... Obviously, I can't see his hand, so I don't really know what he has off this. He spins top again on his turn this time, so he's down to... Finds a land, plays a Breeding Pool tapped, and passes the turn. On the end of Tenebre's turn, Luca cracks Scalding Tarn to go find a... Yeah, it kind of is. Cracks Scalding Tarn to go find a Stomping Ground, it looks like. Nope. They found a Volk. Obviously, that comes in untapped, and they're going to cast Worldly Tutor. They have a lot of creatures in their deck because they're a Kiki combo deck, so I'm not really sure what they're looking at finding here necessarily. It looks like they have a 2-drop and 2 3-drops, so possibly maybe some way to start, maybe some way to combo, like Pod, because Neoform isn't repeatable. There's a Neoform in Luca's hand. My guess is it's probably going to be... Well, you can't find Pod off Worldly Tutor. What am I saying? So maybe they're looking for... Do they have Vannifar on their deck? They do put Vannifar on top. So that would indicate they're looking to draw Vannifar and then possibly start comboing next turn. And I think there might be a line, given what's in their deck, if they play it right, where Tenebre might either die here or be put in a position where they're dead next turn. Yeah, because they have Pestermite and Founding Crisis in their deck, both of which would untap Vannifar. But obviously Vannifar is summoning sick, so can't do anything with it this turn. Scrib Ranger gonna crack in again for another 1. Tenebre, it looks like he's thinking about spinning top. He does not. He instead just untaps. Doesn't play a land, interestingly enough, but instead transmutes Muddle the Mixture, which lets him find anything with CMC2 from his deck. Which, I think that's kind of a lot, actually. Oh, yeah. That's like 15 cards or so, 16? Thought it was 1. I was looking at 1 when I saw that. So here, if he finds Channel, he reveals it, and plays a Bayou for turn. On Luca's turn, Luca goes to get a Renegade Rallier, which will bring back the Scrib Ranger that he sacked to get it. Using Vannifar. he bounces his Temple Garden to untap Vanifar. And this is looking like a pretty classic pod chain here. Assuming he has a 4-drop that can untap. Assuming he has a 4-drop that can untap Vanifar, which he does. He can just go get. He can go get, I believe, breaching Hippocampers, or probably just breaching Hippocamp, which would untap it. There might be something else too. That's the only. I didn't read too many cards. Felidar Guardian wouldn't work because that would require exiling, which would make Vanifar summoning like Sparring Mummy would work actually. Instead, they use the Scrib Ranger to get Bounding Krasis, interestingly enough, instead of starting the pod chain using Rallier. Oh, now they sack the Rallier, okay. So they must have wanted another 3-drop for some reason. They get Kiki, Clone Crisis, and I think Tenebre might be dead. Yep, that's game.
Okay, so here is the update.
Yeah.
What we are going to do here is I told them after this game to just exit the match and move to the Vintage Open Play lobby when they are done. And,
okay. So that we can actually stream the game.
So we can actually stream the games. At least I'm hoping that happens.
Yeah. Well.
No, but like they say it's open. It's in the open play lobby, and they don't see what the hell.
This is extremely frustrating.
Yeah, this is not great. We are.
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
It's been not great all day for both of us.
Yeah.
So I suppose while we're waiting for that, then I can maybe start talking about. Maybe start talking about the decks that are.
Please do that. We are. I think we are sorting things out. We should have the games. Yeah. Okay. I finally see their game.
Good.
They're starting a new game
right.
in the appropriate lobby. So now I can say it. It's just they haven't started the new game yet, but it's,
So I'm gonna start talking about some like interesting inclusions in these decks.
Yeah, please do.
Weird. So this is interesting to me. In Luca's deck, which is a pretty classic 4-color pod deck, it looks like there are, for some reason, he's chosen to include cards like Wrenn and 6.
Oh, that's spicy.
Yeah, I'm not really. He has to probably have some kind of thing going on with lands, then, right? Like, I can see maybe is fetches.
Wrenn and 6 is a card that can just kind of generate value by itself, but yeah, you can just. Fetches are a good way to abuse it. I wouldn't necessarily.
I'm not sure that's what I'd want over another 2-drop in a pod deck, but.
Yeah, especially because it's not portable, right? That's the.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's for the ultimate. Can you retrace Neoform? Or does Neoform exile itself?
No, I think you can. I don't think it does.
No, it doesn't. So maybe that's what it's for, so you can retrace Neoform.
That would be pretty spicy.
That would be cool. Interesting Helm of the Host as well. I don't know that that's normally in pod decks.
All right,
seems a little slow.
we have streaming stuff, which is
Yay!
awesome.
All right.
I'm gonna fix all the tags in the next 3 seconds.
So, for those at home, Luca did win game 1, but it was in another.
Yeah, we're still counting it, obviously.
We're still gonna count it, obviously. But they're in another game now, so we can actually stream it. So they had to restart. So this is going to look like the beginning of game 1. So
No, but I think at Tenebre conceded the first
yeah,
the first
he
game
conceded...
to make it sure that it still looked.
Oh, did he?
I
Okay.
believe so in this new game. Yeah.
Okay. So Tenebre is going to lead off with a Flooded Stranded no plays. Oh, I don't have to commentate everything now that we have stream. This is awesome.
I know.
So, end of Luca's turn. I'm really interested to see what, maybe if Tenebre can combo off here faster than Luca can, because I don't know, man. Pod's pretty consistent,
Yeah, no, for sure.
but and from looking at Tenebre's list, it looks like it doesn't look like its success rate would be nearly as high.
So I need deck names for these two decks.
Deck names. So
Lucas is what?
it's the
Pod,
deck name on
Kiki
tapped out
Pod?
is Jank Kiki Pod, but you could probably just call it maybe Kiki Pod.
No, I'm gonna put Jen Kiki Pod.
Okay. And Tenebre's deck is just called Channel.
Oh, spicy.
So we did see him tutor for Channel game 1, but he didn't end up getting to play it because Luca was able to combo off the next turn.
These
Tenebre
Thoughtses are gonna have to be a big issue for the channel deck, aren't they?
Oh yeah, I would.
have the hand swapped, which is a problem, but I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, it's Tenebre thought seizing Luca. So, and he's actually lucky because he caught Luca with Kiki in hand.
Oh wow, yeah, that's pretty.
But he
pretty
doesn't.
spicy.
He doesn't take Kiki. Instead, takes Green Sun Zenith, which actually I think I like that.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
that
mean,
doesn't-
Kiki is probably a ways away to get cast, right? These Kiki
But yeah.
lists tend to not be very good at actually casting Kiki.
Yeah, it's actually interesting. It's very rare that you see a Kiki Pod deck get to triple red for Kiki,
Yeah, I mean, some
which I think that had to be going through Tenebre's head, right?
yeah, some lists don't even have red mana at all. The
Some just play like
greedy
just play
Kiki,
Bant.
I think they're called. Usually,
Yeah.
right?
something like that, yeah. So Tenebre has a lot of mana over there, and a Sky Cloud egg, which what does that even do? Oh, it's just an egg. Okay, so
It's an egg.
So he does have a lot of mana, actually. He has, I think, 6 or 7. He plays Memory Jar. Whoa. So that probably is going to lead to him getting a new hand next turn, I would think.
Why can't I resize the hand? Dear computer. Please. Yeah, I
Luca
have...
just going to run out a Kyrian Ranger and get in for 2. And that's looking like it's going to be it for Luca's turn. Because I'm not really sure what else Luca would want to cast here. Oh, you could...
Oh, great. That bug again. Fine.
Pestermite, okay. Tapping down Memory Jar on Tenebre's upkeep. Tenebre can just sack that in response, though. But it might just be not necessarily in a good position to do it if he doesn't have maybe something like a scroll rack.
Yeah, it's not...
But he does make Tenebre crack the Memory Jar. Which, it's probably a good idea to get that out of the way, because that could lead to doing that during a combo turn.
At some point, you'll need the memory jar to be a thing that goes out, right? That's kind of necessary.
Because cracking a Memory Jar during a combo turn can just be devastating.
Yeah,
like that can just end the game.
Forcing it to get cracked at some other point is usually...
forcing it to get cracked early is actually kind of important.
Yeah.
So Prophetic Prism gonna hit the field. That's another egg type artifact where Tenebre will draw a card. but he's gonna have to get rid of it at end of turn if he can't find a way to cast it because of Memory Jar's effect. Yep, Tenebre gonna cast a Codex Shredder, which interesting. It looked like Luca had to read it because he's
Codex
he's
Shredder
hovering over it.
is
If you've never,
a very good egg. It's not just any egg.
that's first thing I think of when I see that is Lantern Control in Modern, which
Yeah, I find that
That deck
Lantern doesn't actually abuse it at the same
no.
in the same way that like Highlander eggs died. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I'm working on fixing the hands. Sorry that they're messed up.
So-
the
Tenebre, Memory Jar activates end of turn. Both players have to discard their hands. So there wasn't really anything too important in hand for Luca besides maybe an Imperial Recruiter. So, and Luca had Kiki in hand, so I don't really. Well, actually, having Kiki in hand might be kind of bad. I would think because.
yeah, you don't want Kiki in hand usually. in these
Does
decks.
Luca have a way to get Kiki out of hand?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Okay, sorry, that was kind of snappy. I have no
Yeah.
idea.
No, that's fine. I would think maybe if there's Brainstorm in their list or something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming Brainstorm is in the deck.
Brainstorm is in their list. They have to have thought about that, right? Where if Kiki's in hand, they have to have a way to get it out. You know?
Yeah.
I'm really not seeing much though. Yeah, it's basically just Brainstorm for getting it out of hand.
That's unfortunate for them.
Yeah. It's looking like they maybe have the wrong blue cantrip then.
Yeah.
Skycloud Egg was correct, so Tenebre has blue-white floating.
That seems to be a bit of an oversight. That
Yeah.
you are if you draw Kiki, you have to cast it. You have no way of getting Kiki in play that isn't just casting it.
Yeah, I guess my thought on that is it's fairly low percentage, but
Yeah,
Since
it
it's
is
one
one
card
card
out of
in
99.
100, but it's still unfortunate if that happens.
okay, so it looks like some people are joining. What was your match score?
2-1 for Bailite.
Okay, thank you. Figure out to actually start the tournament. That's probably something important. All right, so that's reported.
I resolved 2 Ancestrals and a Brainstorm in my game 3.
That usually leads to people winning. Oh, there's a channel. on this
Usually.
Yeah.
And in my case, I had 2 lands in hand.
Yeah.
Brainstorm to count 3 more lands.
He plays channel and pays, it looks like 4 life. He might be thinking about paying more.
Moro
I know he
informed us
has-
that the storm count is 2.
Yep. I know he has in return, so he's going to return Dark Petition. So he has Dark Ritual. Alright, what are Tenebre's win cons? He has Tendrils, he has, I saw an Emrakul. Walking Ballista, I guess.
Yeah, I'm assuming that you have a bunch of
That's-
ways to cast all these.
Well, yeah, Ballista's probably in there to be a 0-drop for the most part, though.
Yeah, but also, you can cast a large one off channel. Ooh, channel leeches
Yeah,
mirror, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what he's doing, of course.
Yeah,
Why
channeling that low is
wouldn't he?
absolutely-
Yeah, that's literally the Tenebre special, is Channel Lich's Mirror. Alright. Well, there's a Lich's Mirror. Storm count's at 5. He casts Reconstruction?
Okay.
What does this card do? Okay. Oh, okay. I thought that did something more because all of his permanents are gone, but that's actually Liching. That's actually Lich's mirror. Never mind.
Gozmit informs us that you hadn't discard your Kiki to hand size if it comes to it. Which, I mean, it's
That's
not
true.
It's not wrong.
It's not unreasonable, but that would require Luca to skip like 3 draws, or to just not play anything with 3 draws. Which
Does he have any way to put it in play from graveyard though?
from graveyard maybe. I haven't looked
I'm
at
assuming
that.
there's like karmic guides and stuff rolling around, right?
Yeah,
That's
there's
usually
a karmic guide. There are ways to. I think there are ways to put it. Maybe shuffle it in from the graveyard. It looks like they have plenty of ways to put it. They have plenty of ways to put cards in from the graveyard, but Kiki's mana cost maybe isn't low enough.
That's a planar bridge.
Jesus. All right. So this looks like Planar Bridge Emrakul, maybe.
Planar Bridge Emrakul? All right.
Oh, he gets Aetherflux Reservoir. Oh my god. Chromatics. Oh. Wait, he goes infinite with Reservoir, with Channel. At this point, he does, because he's gaining like 10 life a spell.
Well, that's not infinite, but
It's close.
probably lethal though.
It's not infinite, but it's enough.
Yeah, it's sufficient.
Casts Fabricate, gains 1,000,000 life. Gets what does he even need at this point?
Game is so.
Yeah, this game's well over.
has been over for a while at this point.
I want to see how Tenebre finishes this combo though. Well, obviously it's gonna be Reservoir. I'm an idiot, but there is
Like,
5. Oh no, he has a memory jar. Never mind. I was gonna say there's a reasonable chance he runs out of gas, but then there's a. He just found a memory jar.
I
Noble
really wanna play
Hierarch.
against. I kind of want to play against Tenebre. You know,
Yeah,
him
like
trying to
packs-
activate a Castle
he
Legit
packs
Mirror
his
on life
own
after
Noble
starting
Hierarch.
always with bank.
Oh, to gain enough life for Aetherflux Reservoir.
Nice.
Oh my god. Alright, well, that's, we finally got to see Tenebre combo.
Yeah, that's all
that
she
was
brought.
cool. Oh my god, that was
Yeah,
cool.
that
I like
was
that.
pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Now, is Tenebre playing Fireball in his list? No, he's only playing Sultai. Damn it!
That is
What about Drain Light?
How do you do that? No,
Okay,
it's
what
gotta
about
be
Drain Light?
Fireball. Like, you can't just.
Yeah, you can't just play Channel and not play Fireball. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
I don't make the rules. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay, we are.
This
we're
hand's
working...
a little. I think this hand's a little clunky for Luca. Does Mulligan? No, it looks like they kept it.
Okay, I'm working to get the hands.
Okay.
Fixed.
In line.
Yeah, no, it's
Not-
not in line. I'm showing I'm also showing the same hand twice, which happens.
I see.
A while. It happens pretty frequently, but it's not.
Land. I'm not familiar with that green card. Mystical Tutor.
It's Elvish Spirit guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a Lotus Petal, I believe. The other card in hand. Yeah,
Alright.
and then a
Yep,
spell
Lotus
Snare.
Petal.
Increasing ambition and. And the other side is probably like a pod deck.
Yeah, Luca is on Pod.
Yeah.
Luca was able to combo off on like turn 4 or 5, game 1.
As the pod does, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I saw the
Actually,
pod consider. I was confused.
Rogue Refiner. Okay, so
So Luca has 2 energy now. Remember that.
yeah,
Yeah,
energy's
he's a lot of cards. I played against him before with his deck. He has a lot of cards that just like get value.
Remember
Yeah.
that he has 2 energy. That's gonna be on the test.
Really
Huh.
important.
So
Suddenly,
finds Channel with Mystical Tutor. Obviously, I mean, I'm not sure what else you would look for unless you have Channel in hand.
Yeah,
That's kind of important to the next plan. Casts Channel, pays 4.
Oh, here we go again.
Cast Increasing Ambition.
If he gets to like a 3 black souls, then he can cast it again. Flashback. I get you.
I'm not sure.
Doesn't he have like Lotus Petal or something?
He had a Lotus Petal, yeah. But I think he cracked it for this. Actually, pays a whole bunch of life. Pays 7.
LED, that does it.
Yeah,
Why is there a
LED will do
truck
it.
backing up in one of the...
It's Windy's.
it's windy. It's been happening for a while.
Yeah.
How long is this truck gonna back up?
I don't know!
Forever.
Got a long way to go.
Literally forever, I guess.
Question
Yeah,
is,
so
how
for
long
whatever
is-
reason,
how long is that driveway?
For whatever
well, it-
reason, I cannot...
But it's like, it's not just backing up, it's backing up and turning and moving around everywhere.
Okay, so it
For
looks
whatever
like we
reason,
have
I had
rarer.
I had not moved the hands around, which is very unfortunate.
It looks like we have rarer 2-1 over Wolfgang. Tenebre dropping to 0 with Lich's Mirror again.
No, Lich's Mirror shuffles itself in the deck. I'm sorry about
Yeah.
this whole hand kerfuffle.
Okay,
Like, the
Tenebre is
glitch-
in a very, very good spot here.
Like there is a non-glitch that affects how this is going, but then I cannot, for whatever reason, I cannot move or resize them because of Streamlabs, and I don't know what's up with any of that.
I suppose since we've already seen this combo and I suppose we have a little bit of time before the game ends. If you would like to participate in this tournament, hopefully better run next week and in the weeks in the future. I'm sorry, we had a lot of difficulties this week.
Yeah, it's
Um,
largely on me.
You can
But...
join the Canadian Highlander Discord.
can,
Is there a
exclamation mark Discord in the chat? We'll get you a link.
Yep, that will get you your link.
I'm gonna do
And
that right
all you
now.
have to do is when TRM LORI makes an announcement about the tournament, all you have to do is submit a deck in the Google form and show up for the tournament start time, which is it's 1 p.m. Eastern time on Saturdays for now. It might change.
Yeah, we're talking about maybe running a poll. But if you want to influence when the new time is gonna be, also join the Discord, and that's gonna.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Let me.
And Tenebre looks like he just cast an Emrakul and has an extra turn, so I think this game might be. Well, yeah, annihilates Luca's entire board. I'm not really sure what Luca can do to come back from this.
Yeah,
It's
I
quite
think that this
simple, he
game
can
has been over
absolutely
for a
nothing.
while at this point, but
Yeah, it's basically if Luca draws a Mox or something, they have or some fast mana, they have a blocker for a turn.
Lucas says flip in the chat.
Yeah, that's probably game then.
Probably.
Yeah, they
I
just
think-
do Worldly
I think-
Tutor. I'm not
yeah,
sure what
like-
Worldly does here. Nothing. All right, Luca's going to concede. 2-1
Like-
for Tenebre.
Luca would have to like play a swamp and an innocent blood.
Yeah, I'm going
But do we have
to.
a match left? That's the question.
That's a good question.
I think we might have
We
one
have
left.
one. It looks like that would be Ramy versus Paranundrox.
all right. Moved us to the in between round screen. We have we
Alright.
have more stuff going on.
No,
That's-
Paranundrox seem like they're already done.
Okay. Did I get a message from them? Okay, they didn't report actually.
No, I think they've got this at
Ramy
GG
2-1. Okay, that was the first. That was the first time. Okay, so it looks like all of our first round is done. So I'm going to post
I'm gonna have
pairings
to
for
play
round
now.
2
Oh
now.
shit.
Yeah, you are gonna have to play.
Oh no.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's
That was a
technically
feature match.
possible.
Alrighty.
All right, I am posting pairings for round 2 in just a moment.
Alrighty. Yeah. Okay. This is. I'm sorry about everything that has been going on. It's not the greatest, but we're again. This is kind of a two-man operation, and especially when one of the men is me, you have to accept that sometimes things are not gonna work out because I suck. That is pretty much the ground zero there. Outside of that, I am. We are getting ready for round number 2. We have the the things I'm hoping that I can manage to get the hands to work out this time. Next
round-
week we're gonna have the camera for Thunder Numbers set up as well, hopefully.
Yeah, I have a webcam, so we can just figure that out sometime during the week.
Yeah.
Okay, so pairings for round 2 are ready. I'll post them now. Good luck.
All right,
Bye.
as usual, please, for the players that got the Fisher match, please do not challenge each other and make a match in the tournament practice room so I can actually see it. It's kind of important.
Feature
that?
match will be. I believe we had. I believe 2 people that won were Rance and Bailite. So let's watch that match
Awesome.
since we haven't seen them yet.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'm a fan.
Okay. So are we
I guess-
starting a new Hangouts call then? Is that what we're doing?
Oh yeah, I need Rance and Bailite.
Yeah, I'm going to. Okay, should we?
I have
leave?
their contacts this time. So.
Yeah, but should we leave this call then?
Yeah, I'm leaving all the
Okay.
calls.
Gotcha. All right.
Oh god damn it, Rance never answered my. I hate everything.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna pull these decks up. I don't
Alright, so I
think I'm gonna talk about them yet, since it looks like there are still people in this voice call that haven't moved to their
probably yeah. So if you're not Rance or Bailite, please leave.
Yeah.
I am signing up
Rance.
Handcam. I have Bailite in the call.
Okay.
Hopefully he shares his
I'm
screen
going
soon.
to.
And then I'm
Oh my-
gonna contact RanseHeroica directly.
TRM, I just got my fucking activation email.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Kinda angry. All right. Okay. So I guess I'll just mess with that. I should probably just do that then.
Okay, I contacted RanseHeroica, so hopefully we get that set up soon. I have Bailite screen.
Hey, everybody should make sure they're muted in the Hangouts call so that we don't have double sound.
Yeah, or yes, that too.
That's
I just sent you a message, TRM.
okay.
I see it.
That means
All right, we should
do
have
I?
everybody in the call, so we should probably. Well, Rance needs to share the screen,
Interesting.
but outside of that,
my screen isn't shared, so I don't know why that would be. Maybe it's TRM's screen.
my screen is no. Oh, yes, that
Oh.
is definitely my screen, and
Yeah, I don't. Also, you should mute yourself, TRM.
oh, in the calls, yes, I should do that.
Yeah.
It's not like for you guys. It's just a matter of like discomfort instead of just the stream having double voices. But yes, I should also probably do that.
Yeah.
Okay, I have both screens. That's great.
Yeah. TRM and I are technically the same person in the video call because we're using the same account.
Don't worry about it. Okay, as soon as they start the game, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I should probably stop sharing my screen anyway, just because I don't know if you can see their emails or like
Yeah.
their names. I should probably.
All right.
Let me just
So,
do that. There you go. Fix the.
Okay. So, I guess while I'm waiting for a second, I can begin to talk about their decks. So, Bailite is, let me find it quick.
Yeah, this time they haven't started playing yet. This is not.
I think we set up a room. I can make the room if you like.
Yeah. So make a room in the vintage tournament practice. Vintage tournament practice room. That's the.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so
Tenebre, Ramy, Windy, Gozmit. Okay, I see. Yeah, okay.
In vintage tournament practice.
Yeah, the game has been created. I'm waiting for Rance to join it so that I can.
okay.
There you go. Okay, we should
Easy.
be.
All right, let's make sure. All right, so is everyone in the Hangouts call muted? Looks like it. Okay.
Yeah, it looks
So-
like we should be good to go.
All right, so first of all, we have needing to charge my phone. I'll deal with that later. First of all, we have I believe this is Bailite on Abzan midrange, which it looks like a pretty typical midrange deck. Without the one thing that I'm not noticing is maybe there aren't too many ways to draw cards, but I don't know that that's really gonna matter when everything you draw is a haymaker, you know.
Yeah, no, that's
But
not a bad point.
against and again, his opponent is Rance on Bant Tempo, which is obviously in kind of an aggro kind of deck. It's
Yeah, that's usually Tempo tends to lose to midrange usually, right? That's how
I think
how
so.
how
Tempo
this
just
thing-
kind of runs out of gas eventually. But it is worth noting that this is a recall. This is an ancestral recall, ancestral vision deck. So
Yeah, they definitely have access to a lot of power if they need it.
yeah, they're not running any moxes. Interestingly enough.
Yeah, I mean, if you're blue tempo, honestly, the thing that I'm surprised not to see in a blue tempo list is time walk, because that's usually like. I
Well-
think that when you're tempo rather than aggro, you are less likely to just want the sheer acceleration, especially if you're blue, because you have access to a decent amount of like
Yeah.
cheap blue threats that can just be deployed in the first couple turns. But the thing that I am surprised that I see these, and I mean, we have another couple of tempo pilots that are also on this ancestral list, and I'm surprised that they prefer ancestral to time walk,
Like
because
Windy.
time walk is an extremely powerful effect when you're a tempo deck.
Yeah, for the sole reason that an extra turn like that can put you so far ahead if you're basically doing the same thing twice, be it attacking or drawing a whole bunch of cards, it can put you so far ahead that your opponent just can't come back if their deck can't like if they don't have an answer like immediately.
All
The
right,
thing with the
so
Mox though, is if you are running that ancestral, that's all your points basically, as opposed to having access to like
Yeah.
crews or other powerful effects. And depending on with your splash colors, you might want some of the points from those.
Which
like
it does
TNN.
look like Rance opted for they opted for ancestral and 3 smaller point cards like they're playing Treasure Cruise and Dig, but interestingly enough, I'm not seeing True Name Nemesis, so it doesn't look like maybe they thought they had better things to do in the 3-drop slot. Like,
Or they just didn't want to be playing a double blue creature.
well, that's interesting considering they're
that's not
playing
bad,
Vendilion Click, and they have JTMS in the 4-drop slot, and they have a couple
Okay, yeah.
double blue
Yeah,
2-mana
but-
spells.
we have seen Wind is another player that plays this style of deck pretty often. We have seen this. I have an echo from somebody. Okay, we have seen these kind of hybrid tempo midrange lists, which is kind of an interesting development, I think, from the interesting departure from the usual paradigm of that's a mind twist.
Yeah, That's like that's like mid-size, but Mind Twist X2 still sucks.
Yeah, it's
Well,
it's still a Heim to do that, right? Like you still
Especially
don't
when you're on a Bant tempo deck, right, where your whole point is like card advantage. And
yeah,
when
like
your
it's not even
cards are
necessarily card
1/1s.
advantage. It's like the whole point is to like use your cards to interact with your opponent in such a way that they can't catch up to you on the board, and it's hard to do that when you don't have any cards.
Yeah, when your creatures are 1/1s that grow with spells that you no longer have, right? All it takes is one Kalitas, and suddenly, what are you doing, right?
Attack for 1 in the air with Spectral Sailor.
Right? Draw a card off Spectral Sailor. Like, Spectral Sailor's ability is relevant here, which is
Yeah,
nice.
it is.
I've been impressed with it in Standard on, like, you know, a Blue-White Flyers plan, but...
Yeah, okay. We still have the same issue as before, where I'm seeing the same hand for both players. But oops,
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, Gonti hits the field, which Gonti's gonna see Factor Fiction, Path, Derevi, and Vendilion click.
This is why the
I think
whoever I have an echo from somebody. Please mute me please mute me in the Hangouts calls. I should be muted in all the Hangouts calls, but
let me turn my sensitivity up just a little bit. See if that helps.
Gonti's so good here. Oh, I can hear an echo on me, yeah.
Yeah,
oops, sorry.
Because, like, it just absolutely stonewalls whatever they have on the ground. It's a 2/3 with Death Touch, and when you're taking such powerful spells from your opponent, like, that's the power of the Midrange plan, is your single creature is worth multiple of their tempo creatures.
really, that's impressive.
Like-
So, it looks like we already have Rarer winning 2-0 over Tenebre, which puts them at 2-0.
Wow, was that far? How did we miss it? We have to have missed a game, right? Like, this was game 1.
This is still game 1 that's going on.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Am I
well,
crazy?
So, well, Tenebre is on a relatively fragile combo deck. If you can interact with the channel, if you can interact with some of the other pieces and stop them on
Oh
the
no,
channel
sorry,
turn,
you were not talking about this game. I am sorry. I'm
Yeah,
kind
I-
of deep
yeah,
into
another
trying
game
to
that got
fix the hand
reported.
stuff, so
And I know that
It looks like it's a very fragile combo deck versus a pretty fast aggro deck that looks like
I don't know what Rare's on today. I haven't seen their stuff at all. But I
Rare's
know that,
on, it looks like Jund counters.
Jund
it's
counters?
topping out at like 4.
yeah, Mean Girls. Yeah, I've played
Yeah.
against it like a handful of times. So if you can get interaction, which there's a lot of in that deck, or just aggressive creatures, you can beat them down. Suddenly they don't have the life to spend on that turn. Then what do you
Yeah.
do? And it's easier now.
Because I don't think Tenebre is playing very much interaction at all.
We were just talking about how fast your match is completed.
no, he's not.
Combo versus aggro, it'll happen.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happened in my round 1 against Ramy. Is they were on tempo, I was on combo, and they had interaction a couple times, and I drew more rocks. And then what are you gonna do?
Okay, I'm gonna
Well, here
make
we
an
have-
attempt to see if I can fix the hand stuff. And the video might look a little mess up for like a couple of seconds.
Yeah. Do we know what they took with Gonti?
They took Factor Fiction, and it looks like they're going to cast that Factor Fiction right now.
Yeah, because
And
like
they hit Ravenous Chupacabra, Titania, a land, Go for the Throat, and Nile Spellbomb.
That's gas.
they have a fetch land?
Yeah. Only one land is kind of crazy. So it looks like Grant is going to separate it. Removal and removal versus Titania. No, he's still.
Like you're probably double removal is so good. Now, this is a really tough pile to split, right? If you take double removal, the game's so far behind because they can just stonewall you with that Gonti for a while.
Yeah.
But if you don't take it, like if you get to Titania, they have a fetch land and a wasteland in the graveyard. So they can waste your man land, and have 2/5 play.
Yeah, that's the.
Okay, I give up. We're gonna have only one player hand cam, and it's gonna be shown on both hands. I am sorry. I don't
Okay.
know what's up. Actually, Maybe I do know what's up.
And we know Rance is on those delve spells, which makes that Nihil Spellbomb pretty rough. Like, if you get Spellbombed here, and then you draw your Treasure Cruise,
no matter which pile Bailite takes here, I think they're going to be put super far ahead.
I think they take the Titania pile, right? Like,
yeah, no, they actually took the Nihil Spellbomb Go for the Throat pile.
Okay, yeah.
Which, interesting.
I don't know if I like that, given that the other one still has removal. Like,
they also just drew another discard spell, which doesn't hit anything. There's a Gush and Breeding Pool in hand.
Okay.
For Rance.
Yeah, I think I like the Titania plan just because it gives you a relevant threat here that can start to beat down.
Yeah, I think maybe the thought was that they'd be tapping out for it.
Well, I think they also don't want this Homunculus to flip.
That's true. Interesting. They go for the throat, the Spectral Sailor.
It makes sense. Korean Dryad's never getting through with a 2/3 Death Toucher in play.
That's true.
And Spectral Sailor lets them potentially draw out of it with
the Gush in response. Okay. So that'll grow the Korean Dryad, and
probably looking for some kind of interaction here.
That's probably true, I would think. They have to find some way to get rid of the Gonti for at least a turn, I would think. Probably more. You probably want to find a way to get rid of it forever if possible, but the issue is...
Blinking Gonti is absolutely awful.
Yeah, but the issue is one of their two primary removal spells that I'm seeing, which are Path and Swords, was hit by the Factor Fiction.
There's an Ancestral, but I don't know if that's really going to... Vision specifically, not Recall.
Yeah, Vision is a lot worse, but it's still...
Just a little bit. I mean...
If the turn is still going, if the game is still going in 4 turns, that could be potentially useful, I would think.
Well, yeah, definitely. It'll help them refill, put them in a position to... Like, that's how they're going to need to win.
Yeah.
Draw more
but
cards and get interaction here.
Ending the game in 4 turns from here.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, just considering the power and then even, like, jumping or anything like that, it's just not going to happen, but...
Yeah, especially with Rans at such a high life total.
That said, in 4 turns, you can definitely make a Visions irrelevant.
And there is, interestingly enough, there's an Emrakul in Bailite's hand. It's the Promised End. It's the new one, not I don't think they're playing
original
Big
Emrakul that we just
Emrakul.
saw, yeah. Aeon's Torn.
Yeah, I don't think they're playing Big Emrakul. They're not, no. Eternal Witness is... God, getting back... I would think getting back Mind Twist would just be such a blowout. But it looks like they're going to get back the Wasteland. Yep, they're going to get back to the Wasteland. I would think maybe you waste the Treetop Village here. They're actually going to waste them off untapped blue. That's probably a decent choice, I would think. But I don't know that there's a reason why you don't just waste the Treetop Village there.
It really limits what blue deck can do when they only have 1 blue pip.
That's fair. There are a lot of things that cost double blue in Rance's deck.
I'm still, like, curious, though. Why not go, like, I don't know, maybe it's just greedy of me, but I really, really like going for that Titania for the Wasteland, because that's just a way you can close out the game so fast, right? Before that gets a chance to come down.
I would really want to see that Titania if I was him, because I was them, because just, like, it's just such a hard threat to deal with when you're on a tempo deck and you just don't have, like, really premium, like, sweepers.
Yeah, and it also, like, it turns your fetch lands if you draw them into more 5/3s, right? So even your dead draws are less dead.
Right on cue, they just drew a fetch land for that.
See, there you go. Like, I don't know. But the Titania is just so good, and they've had 2 chances to get it back.
We have Ramy winning 2-0 over Croc. Which... That may be another... Okay, I thought that was maybe another game. It looks like JVP got Swords, which I think that makes sense. They're going to...
again, like...
They're going to scavenge onto their Birds of Paradise. I think this... That might be kind of hard to beat, actually.
Well, they do have the this Berserk here. I wonder if they're going to use it as removal.
They could be.
Like,
They
I kinda almost
scavenged-
like that.
Yeah. But
But on Kyrian Giant, Berserk is a way you can win this game, right? Just
Yeah.
out of nowhere. They block with their, well, probably Gaunty anyways, but, and you just get...
So, do you guys, would people mind if after this match we quickly restarted the screen? Because the stream, sorry, because I'm starting to see, like, maybe if I restart Streamlabs OBS, all of this stuff that is not working, it's gonna start working again. That's what I'm
okay.
at. Like,
I don't really see a problem with it.
yeah, it's gonna take like maybe a minute. It's just a matter of
Yeah, after this match ends, though, I would think.
Yeah.
So,
because
Emrakul, the Promised End, hits the field. That looks, and I guess Rance
Can
has seen
Emrakul-
enough.
Hey,
Yeah. But
I don't
you still
think
get the
there's-
Mindslaver effect.
can never beat a Mindslaver effect just because it's so completely easy to wreck that game's that deck's game by playing.
Tempo totally
Potentially,
can.
But I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the scoop when you you lose a turn, but you don't lose the turn entirely. It's not a full Mindslaver, right? They get a turn with your effects, but what are they going to do? Berserk your Korean Giant? It sucks, but you still get another turn after that to maybe pick up the pieces. And the Emrakul is in the graveyard, so
yeah,
you have a censor, right? Even just for the moral victory of censoring an Emrakul, I think you got to go for it, right?
Yeah.
that is a fair point.
All right. Thank you, Windy. So 2-1 Windy over Wolfgang.
Like, it's definitely one thing to, if they Mindslave, like actual Mindslaver, for example, and you know all they're going to do is just muck your hand entirely, and you don't think you have a chance, sure. But, and especially in something like this, I don't know, but there's a marginally higher stakes than normal. I definitely, like, just play it out another half turn, right?
I just realized that actually might have been like a good opportunity for them because it is 2 turns, which means 2 upkeeps, which means.
What about a man that
Oh.
spines land?
Yeah, exactly. Ancestral comes down. I don't know if it was coming down the turn Emrakul was getting them or the turn after, but either way, you do get 3 fresh cards, right? And there, again, there's not a 13/13. They might have just thought that Emrakul couldn't be countered, because I wasn't sure either. But I don't know, it's definitely something to ask after the game, just to see if they have any thoughts. Or
Yeah.
you know, because I definitely understand conceding from that position, but you gotta counter Emrakul when you get a chance, right? With a censor.
Yeah,
it's gotta feel
when
hard.
is the next time you're gonna be able to counter an Emrakul with a sensor? Let's be real here.
Peaky.
Spicy
I
as
was-
Ramy's Days play on me.
Have you heard of my
Well, I had a Felwar Stone in play.
Have you heard of my
I
friend?
didn't activate it for mana, and I got
Hold on.
dazed turn 1.
Bailite has a Siege Rhino in hand, which I think if that gets to resolve, that might end up just being the game.
Siege Rhino,
I would think.
good magic card.
Yeah, it's
You know,
also.
Rant is an
I
absolute.
think it's also quite good against tempo. I would think
Yeah.
because it walls out all of their creatures and gives you a giant life swing.
Like that.
They
That's
have-
why. That's why Tempo loses to Midrange. It's like you're like, yeah, okay, I have all of these tricky creatures, and like here's a Siege Rhino. I have 20 other creatures of this similar quality in my deck. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna counter all of them? You're gonna run out of counter spells.
Yeah, you're not a control deck. You don't have the counter and the removal ability. You have to put them off on the back foot and go for something here. But again, like Rance has so much interaction in hand. Counterspell, Mana Leak, Snapcaster, and Spell Collector.
Yeah.
They do have a chance if they like just taps out repeatedly into counterspells, and if they can get a way to get this Mandrels in play with a counterspell up at some point.
Yeah, so just to get an update, currently we have access to Rance's hand, but not Bailite. So if you could give,
I have Bailite's hand on the
yeah,
Hangouts
no,
call.
it's not his fault. It's the stream that's not working right. For whatever reason, I can't interact with the stream capture windows very well at this point. So I'm hoping that maybe when we restart, we get to fix that. But,
Okay, so right now in Bailite's hand, he has a Siege Rhino, a Resto, a fetch, a Vengevine, and 2 other lands, one of which is a treetop village.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Like, again, we got that Ancestral suspended now, so you can kind of sit back. You have that monolithic counterspell. You have so much potential for interaction that, as good as Siege Rhino Resto is, if you don't resolve either of them, I mean, while your opponent is drawing 3, then they've got a chance, right?
Yeah. It looks like he's gonna go for the Vengevine first, see if that maybe can get through.
The Restoration
And it
Angel
doesn't
is
look like it
important.
will.
Restoration Angel is particularly important because of its flash, right? Because so you can try to double spell at the end of their turn so that you can push. If the Restoration doesn't come through, at least the Knight of the Reliquary will. So that's.
Yeah, especially since they do have a Snapcaster, but they just don't have the mana for it right now. They can counter
And
twice.
if this the Restoration Angel is a mass counter because it threatens to eat the Spell Queller when it attacks.
Yeah, it turns off your clock, and if you have a tempo deck with no clock and you're low on resources, you're.
And the Scavenging Ooze is very relevant because it can start eating stuff and getting some life, right? Like that's, that's also a problem. You can lose, your clock can go backwards at that point.
Yeah, I do also like leading on that Vengevine because it does have haste, and if it gets countered, the chances that if you draw later on, say a Monodork, and you can go even like Siege Rhino, Llanowar Elves, and that brings back your Vengevine, then you're in a much better position than if you just tried to slam the Vengevine late.
Yeah, I think maybe running out Vengevine first was also an attempt to get Rans to start running out of counterspells. Because at some point, right? You said there's a Snapcaster, right?
But yeah, Snapcaster, Counterspell, and Mission Briefing, and Daze.
Okay, well that's still a lot of interaction. But
this whole team Mandrill is kind of fighting with the Mission Briefing and the Snapcaster mage at this point, but
Well, it works nicely with the Mission Briefing, honestly.
Yeah, I guess it does. You can just mill yourself with
The real problem is this lack of mana. And yeah, having that Daze is absolutely key here. It lets them counter that double spell that the Red Mage brought up, where you end of turn Resto into our Siege Rhino. Like, that's so hard to deal with. But yeah, and like I said, like that's why I like that leading on that Vengevine, because it's counterspell. They do need to counter it. And it doesn't feel as bad getting countered as any of the other threats.
Drawing a 2-drop there is pretty huge, because now they can cast 2 spells even, right? They can cast the Tarmogoyf and the Knight of the Reliquary. And one of them is gonna sneak past.
Not only that, but you'll also get the Vengevine back for double spelling creatures, which is what I was just
that's a huge turn for Bailite.
And this Mission Briefing is only gonna help the Tarmogoyf too, in Rance's hand.
To be fair, there is a Hooting Mandrills that can deal with that Tarmogoyf somewhat. But
that's fair.
Like we said, like just the that mana restriction, the counterspell restriction here, and getting that Vengevine. Like if you led with Thragtusk and then tried to rest and got that countered here, then you'd be jamming Vengevine into another counterspell, or double spelling and only getting in like the Reliquary or the Tarmogoyf as opposed to and the Vengevine as well. So leading on that Vengevine really paying off here. And now you got that absolutely huge Knight, which can also start attacking the mana base. They did see Wasteland already, but I don't know if they points have strip in it. But if they do, you can get back.
I can have a look.
Yeah, what are Bailite's points?
Bailite's points are DT, Mind Twist, and 2 Muxes.
Okay, so no strip mine, but still, like, there are other ways. I don't know what other utility lands
Wasteland is strip mine on this board, right?
Well, they wasted this game, didn't they? They wasted a glacial fortress.
Do they have Field of Ruin, maybe?
For utility lands, it's looking like it's just Wasteland for land destruction.
Yeah. I find, like, look at this thing, right? You deployed, like, Rance deployed one of the probably scariest threat the Tempo deck can deploy, which is a Hooting Mandrills. Usually Tempo decks don't really get to just, he has a 4/4, and it doesn't matter. All of the threats from Bailite's deck just outclass it.
Yeah, and now he's tapped out too. So he can pretty much just jam Siege Rhino next turn and put himself in
We
a
can also
position
just
where it's
swing
very
for
hard for him
8
to lose.
here, right? If he
Yeah.
blocks if you animate Treetop Village, you swing in for 8. If they block the Ignite and Chump, if they trade, they take 10 and they go to 1. And either way, you're looking at, there are other creatures dead, yet you have lethal on board the next turn if you swing in, or if you can resolve that I keep wanting to say Thragtusk, that Siege Rhino, right? Actually, they have enough mana here to animate Treetop
Yeah, I was
Village,
going to say
swing in,
super.
and
Yeah,
post
so this is-
combat.
That's
So
lethal.
this is lethal without interaction, which Rance does not have. Yeah, I
Because
did
he's
play
tapped
that
out, yeah.
land as I was saying,
Yeah.
so...
This is
I will not-
Alright.
this is insane. Like
So that's a
This is
2-0
a-
for Bailite then.
Minor detail, but he should have played the Rhino first.
He
Because
also
it
could have
takes-
just animated that Shambling Vent on board
Yeah.
as well.
Like, there was also still the Wasteland. The Wasteland actually didn't get burned earlier.
Or that was only 10, sorry. What's up?
There was still the Wasteland as well. That didn't actually get burned earlier.
Yeah, I think it was last game.
It was
Last
last game.
I was like looking at the graveyards, but I didn't notice I had myself muted, so I was like, what do you mean there's a Wasteland?
All right, and as far as I know, that was the last match of the.
It was.
Yep.
So let's go over the standings right now. So for our 2-0s, we have. It doesn't update the standings automatically on challenge. That's stupid. So for
Oh,
our
you're
2-0s,
using,
we have.
you're using challenge. I see.
Yeah. So for our 2-0s, we have Bailite and Ramy are our 2-0s. Rarer is 2 actually. Now that I look at it, I believe after that, Gozmit is 1-0 with a bye. I think.
Yeah.
So that's
the
still
2-0
cool.
standing.
So that's a 2-0.
Yeah.
Yep.
Past that, we have Windy at 1-1.
Yeah.
Windy at 1-1. Tenebre at 1-1. Para at 1-1. And there should be somebody else at 1-1, I would think.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Since the
I had a
standings don't
thought.
update automatically, I'm just kind of looking at it.
Okay, while you get the challenge set up,
Yep.
like the rounds are up, and you choose our feature match, and we get the Hangouts call set up and all of that. I'm gonna restart the stream real quick. So we're gonna go down for
Okay.
probably about, I'm guessing, maybe a minute, and we're gonna come back, and maybe some of these issues are gonna be fixed. I don't know.
Okay.
Man can hope. We'll see how that goes. Be back very
Alright.
soon.
Rather go to our next game, which could also take a long time because the
fair.
clock is ticking down, and it's just like
Yeah.
All right. Are we back live? We should be back
yeah.
live.
You've got the going on mine screen up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great. Now I should have the
Bugs.
But yeah, if my hand had been a little different, or if it depends.
Yeah, I was just curious. Also, we were saying on stream, like, you gotta go for it. Like, when you have like, a chance to censor Emrakul, even just for the moral.
Oh God, I've countered Emrakul with like censor multiple times. Actually, I've countered an Emrakul and I've still won the game through it. It's just I know what's in my deck at that
And
point,
also-
and it's like
That's a fair
Okay.
point. But with the 3 coming up next, I figured, you might as well see, right?
Okay,
Fair.
round 3 pairings are going up now.
Alrighty.
Good luck.
Good luck, everyone.
What's the feature match?
The feature match will be. Okay, who haven't we seen?
Well, we should watch the finals if
Yeah,
if that's an option.
it should be an option. I think we have two 2-0 matches though.
Yeah, I mean,
so-
let's watch the one where we don't know. Basically, the
Okay,
one that
let's
Bailite
watch
is in
Ramy.
it.
Let's watch Ramy versus. No, never mind. Who's?
forgot
Let's
the
watch. Where are our 2-0s? Let's watch Bailite. I think Bailite versus Rarer is a 2-0 match.
And I think
What's
Tens
what's
is
what's the other? Is Ramy versus Gozmit?
Gozmit and Ramy are
That's
both
pretty
2-0, but they both got paired down.
Weird. All
Yes,
right.
that's a good question. Quickly,
That is
Um,
strange.
Yeah,
we have 11 people, which is
We
normally
do.
4 rounds.
yeah. We can. This challenge is set up for 4 rounds.
Otherwise, we end up with 2 3-0s.
Well, okay. Here is the thing. Usually, the tournament is 3 rounds, and we were advertised as 3 rounds, so I'm not gonna force people to stick around for a 4th round if they have stuff to do. If people are willing to like stick around for a 4th round, I'm all game. I don't have anything to do.
I absolutely will.
Well,
let's get through this round and see.
Yeah,
how
let's get through this round and see what the contestants are thinking about. But if people want to continue, I'm down for a 4th round. If people have to leave, though, you know, we already started late. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just cancel a little match loss because they're like, I have things to do.
Yeah. Like I don't want to do that, right?
Yeah. Okay, Tenebre, let's fight.
Okay, so Bailite versus Rarer is our 2-0 is our match where they're both 2-0s. So I suppose we should probably watch that.
That sounds fine. Yeah, I'm setting things up. Give me. It's gonna take me, I don't know, a minute or 2 to get the hands going and whatnot. Where is Moto? Oh, that is Moto. I'm gonna get people, give people calls as necessary.
Okay.
And yeah, okay. I am.
All right. I suppose while we're waiting, this is a good time to plug this again. If you would like to participate in this tournament, I need to turn my camera off. If you would like to participate in this tournament, either next week or in the future, all you need to do is join the Canadian Highlander Discord by doing !Discord in Twitch chat, or if you're watching this on YouTube, assuming it's going on YouTube, I don't know if it is.
It is, and there will be a link in the description of the video.
There will be a link in the description on YouTube. And then, when we announce it, it'll usually be on Wednesday or Thursday in the middle of the week. We will post an announcement in the tournament announcements channel.
Make sure the stream gets up.
All right, please, everybody, mute yourself in the
please mute yourself in the Hangouts call.
All right. I don't know why I was asked to screen share then.
No, I because I need to see your hand. That's why you need to screen share.
No, that was an awful misclick.
Oh.
That was really, really bad.
Okay, can we make sure we're all muted in the Hangouts call?
I cannot. No, there's.
Apparently not is the answer.
If you're actually okay with that.
Can you contact him and make sure that's...
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm
okay.
I'm okay with it being unmuted. I just don't have volume control, so it's super loud.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think I can mute him, sadly. Otherwise, that would be...
I mean, you can mute it through like volume mixer on your PC, but
you're not wrong. I'm gonna set things up and then take care of it. Just allow me to take care of one thing at a time. So we're watching Bailite versus
Bailite versus Rarer is the feature match. We have Bailite on Abzan Midrange, which we watched last round.
And what's RarerMonsters deck?
Rarer is on Jund Counters. The deck is called Mean Girls. It looks like an aggro deck that tops out at 4 and has a lot of super Haymaker 3-drops. It's playing 3-drops like Najila, Shadows over Innistrad, Olivia, the 3/3 that puts counters on vampires.
So maybe a vampire sub-theme also?
Kinda, yeah. They have Exava from That's a 4-drop from. God, I want to say Gate Crash.
Return to Ravnica, I believe.
Was it RTR? No, that's not.
Yeah, Rakdos was in RTR. I think Gate Crash was.
Okay.
Gate Crash had Boros and Rule as the red guilds.
All right. And they're obviously, since they're counter deck, they're playing cards like Rishkar, Winding Constrictor, staples of that standard deck back in the day. And also some newer cards like Dreadhorde Butcher, which just came out in War of the Spark.
Okay, I can interact with the call elements now. This is great. Now I probably should have hands in a way that makes sense.
Sweet.
Restarting the stream was the best decision I ever had. That's not true. I have made better decisions in my life, but it was a pretty good decision. No, why? RarerMonsters stopped sharing his screen, I think.
I think so.
Unfortunate. I'm going to contact them and try to see if they.
Okay. I have the game up right now.
Yeah. So I mean, we are streaming the game and we can't see Bailite's hand.
Yeah.
We just can't see
So
RarerMonsters.
Bailite just casted DT. I'm guessing he's probably gonna try to find some kind of answer to Rarer's board. What does he have? He has. Realistically, maybe like. I don't actually know. I mean, he can remove one thing. He finds the swords to remove the Falcon Wrath Aristocrat, which, yeah, that makes sense. But Judith is still there, which that card's kind of a beating. If once you get past like swords and Pathless Exile, that card's kind of a beating.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That means you're taking damage for killing their creatures. And it's looking like Bailite just gonna pass back. Interesting to note, he does not have double white to cast this Gideon. So it looks like the only thing he would be able to cast next turn would be Recruiter of the Guard. Oh, Rishkar is gonna hit the field, and Judith gets pumped up to a 3/3. And that also means Rare has access to extra mana next turn if need be.
Yeah, I mean,
Abrupt Decay was a really good draw. Abrupt Decay was a really good draw, actually.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Bailite is still under pressure, but the Abrupt Decay can at least take the edge off.
Yeah, Abrupt Decay is going to get rid of Judith. Does Judith trigger for herself?
I believe
no.
So. No, it doesn't. No, she does. She does. She just did.
She does? Oh, okay.
It's a little... I don't think Bailite can get out of it casting one spell per turn.
Yeah. He's gonna have to resolve, like, a Gideon at some point. Knight of Autumn's reasonable here. But he casts Recruiter of the Guard instead. What would that get? Maybe, like...
Oh, that's why I don't have the hand. Because I had the wrong person.
He's gonna get Deathrite Shaman, which that makes sense. He can find DRS and then cast DRS. Maybe gaining life.
Sorry about the noises, but
I think maybe gaining life with DRS could help him get out of it, but the other thing is DRS does give him access to double white, and five mana for Titania.
All right, I
Gideon.
should be in a hole with RarerMonsters now. I am sorry, I called the wrong person earlier, but if the hand started sharing the screen, that would be awesome. We are
So-
one technical difficulty under another for this stream, aren't we? But you know, we're slogging through them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Part of it is that I was late, and so I didn't have a ton of time to get things sorted. The other thing is that we hadn't run everything in like a month, so I had forgotten some of it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So,
Ancrop
Ancrop
Crasher, that is a beating. That card is always a beating. I've never not seen that card being a beating.
What's crazy is it was a common.
It was an uncommon. I'm pretty sure.
Was it? Okay. I thought it was. There was some other card from Amonkhet that was super heavily played that was a common. I forget what it was. Maybe like. I don't remember. I'll find it later.
Was it like a red 3-drop?
Maybe. I remember it was a super big part of the mono red deck. Oh no, I'm thinking of Earthshaker Kenra. That was a rare.
That's a rare. Yeah. Was about? Are you thinking of Earthshaker? I was thinking about that card too. To be perfectly honest with you.
All right. So. I don't know, man. Bailite's in kind of a bad spot here. It's.
Chat seems to. Loman in chat seems to think that's not true. Because of the Titania. It's a little awkward that they have to crack this fetch to cast the Titania. This Knight of Autumn is actually also pretty good.
They don't actually have to. They can use DRS if they need to.
Oh, they have a DRS, right? Okay,
Yeah,
never mind.
Can use
If
DRS,
they go,
exile their fetch.
Yeah, exile their fetch, cast Titania, play a fetch, crack it. At that point, you're actually in a pretty reasonable shape.
Yeah, I actually think
you can start
play a
pooping out
fetch, play a fetch, crack it gets you. Play 2 fetches, crack 2 fetches.
How did they play 2 fetches?
To...
Oh, because he gets one back from the graveyard. Holy moly!
Yeah.
That's a lot of 5/3s that are about to come out.
That is, yeah. Wow. That's 2 5/3s on top of Titania.
Yeah, and they can't be Ancrop crashed.
Yeah.
Because you can crack them after. But I mean, Ancrop Crash was exerted anyway, but like.
Yeah, okay, so. It looks like Rare is going to opt to play a Canopy land and crack it immediately for a card. Which, that's reasonable. At this point. Rare, that Titania may actually have just won the game for Bailite there. It's close to the point where Rare is going to be out of gas, and that's the problem with playing aggro. Is things like this happen a lot where you beat your opponent to hell on turns 1 through 5, and you get him to 3 or 4 life, and then and then you can't draw another. Like they play some big bomby 4 or 5 drop and they stabilize and there's nothing you can do to get past it because it just clogs up the ground. Interestingly enough, though, 2 burn spells do still get Rare out of this, and they are playing Berserk, which could potentially break a board state.
Yeah, Berserk is definitely a very big tool too.
Yeah, and Bailite also does have to watch their life total with fetching and shocking. They can't put themselves in burn range.
Yeah.
If they can't put themselves in bolt range, which is, I believe.
Yeah, this Knight of Autumn is probably gonna help with that, but.
Though it does look like, for damage spells, it looks like the only spells that could damage Bailite at this point would be Bolt, Kolaghan's Command, or Chain Lightning.
Yeah, there you go. Knight of Autumn is gonna game for life probably here.
Yeah, Knight of Autumn gain 4 helps a lot here because you don't need it to be big because now you have all these 5/3s.
Yeah, you have a bunch of 5/3s. You just need it to actually be able
Getting to that Titania was so huge for Bailite.
Yeah. The double fetch land Titania turn was...
Yeah, that was super powerful. Looks like X equals 2 Green Sun Zenith coming out from Rarer. What are they gonna find with this? Maybe like a Mana Dork, Pelt Collector. Avatar the Resolute would come in as a 4/3.
Why would they tap for 2 if they were gonna find Pelt Collector, though?
I don't know.
It's the old, I'm gonna tap for 2 and see what I get.
Yeah, it's like, I'm really not sure what they would get here.
I mean, they're an aggro deck. That's the... Oh, there's...
I mean, there are 2 drops, obviously. Oh, they could get, like...
Okay.
They could get something like Mistcutter Hydra and then play it for, like, 4.
No, because Green Sun Zenith puts it in play, so it's...
Oh, yeah, so they can't do that. Yeah, I'm not really sure what they would get with 2.
Yeah, so Rarer has started sharing the screen, but Moro is a quality program, so currently I can't.
Scavenging Ooze looks like the play. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it can pump itself and exile creatures from both graveyards, I think are reasonable.
Yeah, if it gets to 6/6, it's gonna be a big problem, because then it can't be just randomly.
It can't trade with 5/3s.
Yeah, you can just eat 5/3s, but it's definitely not the game you want to be playing, right?
It looks like Rarer actually does have a line here where if Bailite doesn't want to block with Titania, he can chip Titania or a 5/3, which it looks like he's getting a 5/3 out of the way. He made sure the Knight of Autumn couldn't block, so Uncrop would be trading with something bigger.
5/3. Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for Rare here, though, is going to be finding some way to get Titania off the board. And Thragtusk might just about do it, but it looks like he's deciding between Gideon and Thragtusk right now, which those both would be absolute haymakers at this point in the game. Like, does Gideon and then Emblem just end the game? Or Gideon make a Knight, then Emblem the next turn?
I mean, those are all lines that...
Yeah.
Oh, Thragtusk is the draw?
Yeah, I think that might have been one of the absolute best draws in Bailite's deck for closing the game out right here. That 5 life is so huge in this board state. It makes it so much harder. What could Rarer draw to, like, get out of this? It looks like first they're gonna swing with Titania and a 5/3. Try to force some trades. It is worth noting as well that Rarer is tapped out of green. Well, actually, no, Rishkar can tap for green. And
yeah,
so can
Rishkar
Scavenging
can
Ooze.
tap for green, yeah.
So
and
maybe the
Scavenging
play
Ooze
is...
can... No, I mean, Scavenging Ooze is summoning thing, but Rishkar does give everything with a +1/+1.
But Scavenging Ooze could.
Yeah.
So I think the play would be block with Rishkar, then tap it and exile something.
Yeah.
But you have to remember that ability exists, and given my history, at least, playing Magic, I tend to forget abilities exist a
Alright,
lot.
I have RarerMonsters call.
Oh my god.
Okay, now let me see if I have managed to get Streamlabs to collaborate as well.
Yep, it looks like he saw the line and exiled Uncrop. So Scavenging Ooze goes up to a 4/4. And it looks like he's going to opt for Gideon first. And make a Knight. which I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
At this
I mean,
point,
he's
you
a
don't
time
even really...
knife, so he's not like in immediate danger of death, you know.
Yeah, he can save Thragtusk for if he drops super low again.
Yeah.
Because at this point, Gideon is a big enough threat where it could just win the game on its own, and Rarer's board is not really there. You know?
I would like a moment to commemorate this. I would like to take a moment to commemorate this moment, which is the first time that we finally have both hands on screen.
Let's go.
Just in time for RarerMonster to play the last card in his hand, so you know. But we got there. It happened.
Rarer
I
goes
am
to
sorry
9.
for all of the issues that we have had. To be perfectly fair with me, some of it was Streamlabs being a dick. Some of it wasn't me. A lot of it was me, but some of it was Streamlabs. We had to restart the stream, and that fixed some of the issues.
Actually, I think it's reasonable that Rarer actually is still in this because his Scavenging Ooze has grown to a 6/6.
Yeah, I mean, if the Gideon emblem can take care of it, and he's behind.
But the other thing is, Bailite doesn't even need to attack to win because DRS can just
DRS can just activate a few times.
It's the second or third ability. Let's find out. It's the second ability where he can continually exile instants and sorceries as long as there are enough to just end the game. And it looks like Gideon's gonna attack. Gideon's gonna plus to make himself a 5/5, and
is this lethal? This has to be lethal, right?
Yeah, that's definitely lethal because you block either the 5/3 or Gideon, and either way you're letting 10 through, or 8 through actually. That was a. So game 1 goes to
Bailite wins,
and it looks like
I don't know why I was so excited about that, but
it looks like Gozmit took it 2-1 over Croc.
Gozmit overturning a kind of a difficult matchup there because I think that Croc was on a Jeskai list, which usually not bad against mono red.
Let me confirm.
I think Croc was on Dark Jeskai.
Yes, actually, Croc was on Dark Jeskai.
And the Gozmit always plays mono red.
And
that's just
control mid-range matchups are always harder for aggro because of the reasons we talked about earlier, where they can just stabilize in the middle of the game, and there's nothing the aggro deck can do about it really.
Well, I mean, it depends on how fast the control deck can go.
It also depends on how they stabilize.
Yeah, but
I think the way that Bailite's deck is aiming to do it with like Thragtusk and Siege Rhinos is a lot harder.
I mean, but a Jeskai deck is no slouch, right? The Jeskai deck can start chucking lightning helices at you, and what do you do about that?
And the Jeskai deck can resolve stuff like JTMS or like Big Teferi in the mid game and just end it. So Dreadhorde Butcher was resolved, but it got pushed immediately. And
that's a smart thing to do with Dreadhorde Butcher. The card can be kind of scary.
Yeah, and it did obviously deal 1 to Bailite with its death trigger. So it looks like Bailite just played an Overgrown Tomb tap and passed. But he doesn't have anything up here, which is interesting, and he also hasn't played Mox Emerald. Which... Oh, that is... Oh. Mana Gorger Hydra are going to hit the field.
Mana Gorger Hydra is large. Is that
it's going to take...
verdict?
Yeah, it's going to take 2 turns for... It's going to take 2 turns for Bailite to be able to answer it, too.
Yeah, because the Palace Jailer.
Because Palace Jailer won't hit the field till he has double white. Yeah, or 4 mana, which is...
He needs a Reflecting Pool.
Yeah, he does need a Reflecting Pool. If he had a white land in those first 2...
Yeah, if one of these lands stopped for white, he would have been able to just use the Mox
Emerald. If the Blooming Marsh was like a concealed courtyard instead, he could have played Emerald and Palace Jailer this turn.
Yeah.
But instead, it looks like Rare is going to get in for 4, I think. Yeah, that
but
sounds right.
Still, the Palace Jailer gets to
Yeah,
kill the Mana Gorger Hydra, and even if the Mana Gorger Hydra comes back later, at the very least the Palace Jailer is reset. It can also threaten to trade with the Blooming March, which means that there cannot be an attack there. Or maybe not, because it immediately gets dismembered. So the Blooming March is gonna probably steal the Monarchy.
Yeah, well, the hard part about Palace Jailer is you have to get the Monarch back.
Yeah, but Blooming March is... Sorry, not Blooming March. Mutavault is just right there, ready to do it.
Yeah, well, that's an easy way to do it.
Yeah. So, Mana
I've had games with
back.
Jailer. I've had games with Jailer where people start flickering Jailer. That is the worst. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Thragtusk that's about to come down here, though. That's probably gonna be...
True.
It's almost certainly gonna be
hurt
able
a lot.
to trade with the Mana Gorger Hydra. And...
I don't think it's unwinnable, but it's gonna hurt a lot.
Yeah,
especially because Thragtusk leaves another 3/3 behind.
No. I mean, I think at the board it's kind of even at this point, especially because Rarer has the Monarchy.
Windy, do you have a match score?
Yeah, it's 2-1. 2-1 on
All right,
my
thank you.
Soaring Grim Nemesis? That is a haymaker if I've seen one.
Dude, I love that card. I remember...
Oh, sorry, yeah.
I remember I had a Mardu deck a while back that could draw like 6 cards a turn.
Not nice.
Yeah. Soren was a part of that. Because plussing with Soren for the reverse Dark Confidant ability is kind of... It's so good.
I'm assuming that it's just gonna kill the Mana Gorger Hydra and then the Thragtusk can steal the Monarchy back.
Yep, that's probably what's going on here. And at this point, I think the flow of the game is very firmly in Bailite's favor.
Well, I mean, the Mutavault can get the Monarchy back, or kill the Sorin, both of which are not...
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't swing with Thragtusk. Interesting.
Yeah, so he's just gonna let him have the Monarch for another turn, which... That's,
How far is this Emerald from being played? Instant sorcery creature? So the Emerald costs 10 right now?
Instant sorcery creature, there's a... Oh, it's only in...
it's only your
Bailite's graveyard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So... I was thinking it was like a Tarmogoyf type thing where it was both graveyards.
No, it's only your own graveyard.
Yeah. So... Instant sorcery creature. He has a way to get a land into his graveyard.
Yeah. So that would bring the cost to 9.
Next turn he can just play Mox Emerald and... Next turn he can do something like play Mox Emerald and crack Peatland using the Emerald and at the cost of no mana, pretty much.
No, I mean it still costs 9, right? It's a large amount.
Well,
if you crack Peatland...
Yeah, I'm saying cracking the Peatland doesn't really set you back because you played a Mox Emerald.
No, it doesn't. Oh yeah, that's what you meant. Yeah. No.
And it replaces it. The Emerald technically replaces itself then too. And so he's gonna triple creature at the end of that turn, which that's gotta be
Bramblewood Paragon? Okay. Cares about the warriors.
Does that do anything on this board state? No.
There's a lot of small tribal sub synergies going on in Rarer's deck. We see Bramblewood Paragon. We saw Olivia.
There's a lot of warrior synergies, especially.
This deck is actually super sweet.
It's like a warrior counter deck. It's sweet.
So end of turn, it looks like.
So if this Long Tusk Cup gets a counter on it, it'll have trample.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Spoiler: this Long Tusk Cup is probably not gonna get a counter on it.
traverse
Yeah,
the overworld.
So if Traversal,
So-
if Nurturing Peatland gets
I would-
cracked, Delirium will be on.
Yeah,
Shape
I would
was
think
a
the
hell of
easiest.
a draw.
I would think the first thing you'd want to do then would be.
Oh, and Bailite.
Oh
And,
wow, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
I mean, at this
Shape
point, you
more
can just
was
keep
the
taking.
nuts.
You can just keep taking Soren up, and you just win that way.
yeah. Like,
And
what is your
eventually you
opponent, what is your
ultimate and
opponent
get-
gonna do? Burn you down from 26?
And eventually you ultimate, and you get a bunch of 1/1s. That's what it does, right? Yeah, it creates 1/1s equal to your life total.
Yeah, but you don't even
Yes.
just keep going up. I don't think that
Yeah,
someone has
yeah.
ever ultimated.
I have ultimated a Soren before.
I've also have ultimated a Soren, just not that one.
I've ultimated that Soren before.
Okay, so we have 2 matches left right now.
Oh, this is the whole match. Yeah, okay. Let's
that
move to a
was-
different match. Usually we don't set the hand cams for other matches
Okay,
when we just
so right
move to
now
them,
we have Luca versus Para and Ramy versus Rance.
but,
Luca versus Para is an 0-2 match, but
Has Perry been on camera yet?
no, Para has not
neither
been on camera
Para
yet.
or Ramy
we
has
only had
been on
Luca.
camera yet.
Oh yeah, of course.
Luca was round 1.
Yeah, and Rance was round 2. So
Yeah,
we have
I
seen
think-
both of these players, but
yeah, we haven't.
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, both matches have one player that's been on camera and one player that hasn't.
What do you want to watch?
I'm just taking a look at like, yeah, I would recommend not the do you want to see Paranundrox destroy someone? Because then take a look at that match. Because he's going off.
What's
Oh
Para
boy, is
playing?
he going off.
Oh wow, is he going off hard? Okay,
He is going wild.
let's take a look at what's happening. Yeah, that looks like somebody going off.
This is This is
Oh, yeah.
This is the Paradox engine doing its thing.
Don't
During
worry about
So,
the
were there
mana,
upheaval that
destroying all
resolved?
the cards.
Yes, upheaval resolved.
Yeah. At some point, Luca decided that
Right.
having permanence in play.
Well,
was
like this
bad.
turn cycle, upheaval resolved.
At some point in the earlier this
Oh,
turn,
there we go.
somebody
Well,
mentioned
that
to
walking
Luha
with
that
the
it
start
wasn't
before.
a great idea to have permanence, and Luha was like, okay.
Walking Blessed Actual 35. There we go.
Casual.
Figured it out.
The casual 35.
Yeah.
And the best part is you can just keep going.
Yeah.
And it just kept chucking.
So there's a really good feeling when you play around a counterspell against a combo deck and then win.
Nice.
I kind of had the Thermo Alchemist and delay against a channel, and then let channel resolve because I was concerned about counterspells and thought that I might win if they went low enough. And then they had to break an LED and showed me a Flusterstorm that they discarded.
Nice.
Oh no, I didn't know that was on camera.
Only the last bit.
Yeah.
The end of it was.
That was brutal.
Did you
We
guys
saw
see
the
the
walking
start of
list, and that's about it.
Okay.
We
'cause
saw it like during the end.
that turn started with a oof in play.
Oh, baby!
But I went Talarian Academy, cast Gem, pick up Academy, tap Academy again, upheaval. And
Yeah.
then that's all she wrote.
So what was the match score of that?
2-1 me.
2-1. Okay. So I guess let's watch the last match then.
Yeah.
I think that's also
I
ended,
think it's
actually.
over actually.
Yeah, it's over too.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Absolved.
Well, I guess I'll just wait for a match score for that then. And so I guess the question then would be, I know Tenebre would have to leave, but
In fact, never
how would how would the rest of you feel about a round 4? Like, how are you guys feeling right now?
I'd be happy to play round 4.
Yeah.
I'm probably another round, yeah.
Okay.
Well, this other than me being 0-3, I don't have any problem with it.
I'm in the
Well,
same
if-
boat, Luca.
If you're 0-3, you might get a buy then.
Well, if Tenebre drops, there's not going to be a buy anymore, right? Like,
Oh,
Tenebre's
that's
going to
true,
get the
that's
buy.
true. Yeah.
If we only have one drop, I am cool with playing a 4th round. But, you know, if anybody else wants to leave, I'm also cool calling it. We did say that the tournament would be 3 rounds. I don't want to force people into it. If people have to leave, I'm definitely perfectly reasonable. It's definitely reasonable to hold it.
Okay, Ramy won 2-1 over Rance.
Yep.
All right. So I'll post final round pairings.
Hey.
Okay. Yeah. If anybody else has to drop, now would be the time to tell me. It doesn't sound like any of you guys have to, but
Left.
Oh, I'm gonna close these calls too. Yeah, and we'll just give Tenebre a bye for the last round.
yeah.
We'll just
Wait,
you'll
no,
probably...
I can't. No, I can't burn Tenebre when he's on 1 now. What? What am I supposed to do?
All right.
I can't punish him when he's on 1. And
Final
trying to
round
cast.
pairings.
No.
Okay.
No.
I gotta refresh the bracket. It should update now.
It's fine. Tenebre always have an
Alright.
X's mirror in play, so...
Final round pairings are up. And our feature match is going to be Bailite versus Ramy, because that's the finals.
Well, I got pat down again.
Alright, Croc, let's go.
I'm 3-0.
Lots of... Okay.
What?
Challenge says you're 2-0 with a bye, so...
Well, yeah, technically, but why is
Yeah.
a win? What
It
the hell?
is.
Wait,
Not
means you're
how do we
correct.
have a bye? Tenebre has to have had the bye, right?
I gave Tenebre... No, he had a bye earlier.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so he is 3-0, but the challenge is counting it as a bye, so he's getting...
Yeah, you might want to use that arena website.
I'll use that in the future.
Because
Yeah.
that counts just buys as win. I don't know how challenge does it.
Challenge works badly. Challenge is not actually amazing for Magic.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have a ton of experience with challenge. I'm just.
Challenges
Yeah,
tiebreakers are also different.
I see.
Yeah, it's just what I'm used to as a Smash player. So.
Yeah. Like, it's
No,
your
no,
final,
it
you're
makes
not
sense.
on MTG
Yeah,
tiebreakers.
I'll use the other program the next time
I
the
also believe
tournament
that
runs.
is
Hopefully next
what
week.
Eloin was actually using, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that was what Ella was using, but
So what? Yeah, it is. Are we playing? So we're playing Bailite versus whom?
Bailite
again?
versus Remy, yes.
And I need to go out of here.
Rance.
Leaving.
Right, please everybody mute yourself in the appropriate hangout calls, Bills, so that we don't have your voices on stream. We don't like you, but that's not true. We like you a lot. Please keep signing up, but we still.
So we're the feature match. So should we just hang out and wait for the?
Okay, so.
Can you mute yourself in the hangouts call, please?
Yeah, let's make sure everybody's muted in the Hangouts call.
Can you also tell the other player to please mute themselves so they don't have to? Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, they're all out of this call anyway.
All right. The game looks like it's.
Looks like it's getting underway.
Yeah.
So to recap, in the finals we have Bailite on Abzan Midrange, which has proven itself to be ultra consistent so far, and he's drawn exactly what he needed the whole time. It's been kind of crazy. He's been able to close out games super efficiently from points that looked like that looked maybe like he would have lost. And facing him, we have Ramy. On, I believe it's Sorenson is what he's on.
Wow! Oh, that's a classic. We have another Tampa versus Midrange play.
Yeah,
Again,
and
not the greatest
Bailite,
match for Sorenson.
Yeah, Bailite won the. It's just blue green Sorenson though. It's not playing Sphinx's Revelation or anything.
I mean,
so
that's usually not a card that you see in Sorenson.
The list that I like more plays Sphinx's Revelation. Okay. Just because I like playing Sphinx's Revelation in tempo, it's funny. So.
We'll have to talk about
once
that
again,
because it's an interesting decision.
Yeah. I literally just think it's funny. That's why I play it.
Okay.
But
I feel like I understand more now.
yeah. So yeah, it was actually a similar color combination too of earlier when Bailite beat Rance. Rance was on Bant, meaning.
Oh, but Ramy's on Bug.
Bug? I'm seeing
there's
just
a Leovold in hand. It has to be Bug.
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's listed as the deck is listed as Simic tempo, so I got kind of confused. But now that I'm looking at it, yes, there are black cards in here. So, all right, let's see what kind of black cards is he playing. It looks like
Leovold is one.
Maybe
That's
Fatal
a hell
Push.
of,
No
it's a
Fatal
hell of
Push,
a
actually.
card.
No Fatal Push, actually. The only black cards he's playing in his deck are Deathrite Shaman, Dismember, and Leovold. Which, yeah, fair enough. I can see why maybe you wouldn't want to play some of the black
to be fair, Deathrite Shaman barely is a black card, right?
To be fair, I can see why you wouldn't want to be too heavy into black.
No, I mean,
to make your mana
mana's a
super
huge
consistent.
issue for this deck. So for
for
decks like these, right? You want.
Yeah. For tempo, it's important to make sure you can cast all your spells early.
Yeah, you want your mana to
and
work.
A lot of the best
possible.
tempo spells are double colored. Like, for example, something like say Simic Charm or Mission Briefing are double colored, but they're at their best earlier in the game when they can be at their most disruptive. And you need to be able to cast them early, so it's best not to be in a third color, I think, on a tempo deck.
Yeah, no, usually for sure. It's kind of a matter like.
Though it does look like, Force of Negation coming out from Ramy. It looks like maybe he's playing more counter magic than. Actually he's playing a lot more counter magic than Rance was.
To be fair, tempo decks do love counter magic. Quite like it's.
Yeah, I'm actually, and that's kind of why maybe I don't think it was the best plan being in white for Rance, because some of the slots that he was dedicating to having white cards like Derevi and creatures like that could have been more tempo type spells, which would give you a better matchup against the midrange deck.
Yeah, but you also don't want to just skew your. Like, you don't want to just be able to beat the mid-range match, right? Like, you want to be able to... Okay.
Yeah.
Both hands are set up.
I guess the nice thing for Ramy right now is it doesn't really look like... Outside of this Courser, it doesn't look like Bailite's hand full of gas. He's got 2 lands and a 2 to slaughter. But there's an Emrakul on top, which... Yeah, that card's alright. He's a ways off from casting it, though, which
it's a powerful
is
magic,
good news.
Alright, we have the whole stream set up, finally. Oh, Cryptic Command, nice.
Yeah, Cryptic in hand for Ramy would be... I think he's gonna end up wanting to save that for something like maybe an Emrakul. Or maybe like a Siege Rhino, if he sees that. Because I don't... Obviously, using it on a 2 to slaughter isn't like where you want to be.
You can just you have fodder. You can just suck.
Yeah, he has the ability to make tokens too with Thorn Lieutenant out.
Yeah, you can just suck the Nimble Mongoose or something. That's like a ways away from being good anyway.
Yeah, I think here you would obviously want to sack either. I think it's between Thorn Lieutenant and Nimble Mongoose.
I like Nimble Mongoose just because it's gonna be a while before you have Threshold. Yeah, and he agrees.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And like, with a Courser of Crewfix and like the type of threats that the Bailite deck is gonna develop, having a 3/3 on the field, even with Shroud, isn't even that impressive anyway.
Yeah, because most of his threats are bigger than 3/3.
Yeah, like. You see, there's like a 4/4 Scavenging Goose, there's a 2/4 Courser of Crewfix. Your 3/3 doesn't do that much. Like, you'd rather have a 3/3 than a 1/1, but it's not.
Interesting card on top for Bailite, Lingering Souls. I'm interested to see if he keeps that or decides to shuffle it. Because it feels like Lingering Souls could be good here because tempo decks do tend to play some flyers.
Yeah, you tend to rely on flyers quite a bit. And this is one where you can stop their offense in the air as well. And also, Ramy doesn't have flyers right now, which means that the Lingering Soul gets to start pressuring, which is also important.
It gets to start pressuring, and later in the game, assuming they don't have, like, say, Hooting Mandrills or something, they can start blocking on the ground too.
Yeah. It pretty much does everything that...
Yeah, I think Lingering Souls are actually just huge.
Yeah, and it's a cryptic command, actually. A lot of respect given to
I think that's actually fine. I think that cryptic was fine because that makes it so that he has to spend 5 mana to get 2 1/1 flyers. And you get the draw card.
Yeah, I mean, this game is going south pretty fast for Ramy, honestly, because this tag task is also very bad news for him.
Jesus, yeah. How do you come back from a mid-range player at 29 that's stable?
Like, that's one of the weaknesses of tempo decks in general, that, like, if you get behind on board, and that's why the mid-range matchup is bad, because they tend to be able to go punch for you with threats. If you get behind on board, you have a very hard time getting back. It's more like
basically just like if tempo can somehow pull ahead like early in the game. Yeah, I don't think, which it has a much harder time doing against midrange than say Aggro does.
Yeah.
Because they're not necessarily playing like turn 1 1-drop, turn 2 Haymaker 2-drop, or 2 1-drop.
They're just slower, right? Like you're
turn
trying
3
to go
Gobble
faster.
Rabble Master or something, where they go crazy and can win the game from there.
It's just a slightly your goal is to accept that you're going at a slightly slower speed because you want to have if you get ahead, you're trading your speed in getting ahead for your resiliency staying ahead once you're there. But
I think resiliency though is easily the hardest part for tempo decks, because once something like a Siege Rhino or like even a Courser of Crufix hits the field, it's hard for them to be able to get through.
Yeah, like their goal is to get ahead and stay ahead, and they're very good at the staying ahead part. But if they get behind, they're not good at getting back ahead. Is how they work, and it seems that Ramy here has fallen behind, and it's not great for him at this point. Now we're gonna see a string of Haymakers from Bailite's deck, and Bailite's deck does not mess around. There's some pretty messed up stuff in there.
Like we saw last game, he was able to stabilize and then resolve Soren Grim Nemesis, which literally just won the game on its own from there.
Yeah, and also, like, he's at 24 life.
He's not even close to being dead.
No, he's, like, less dead than when he started the game.
That's literally true. So...
This is also one of the few scenarios in which Knight of Autumn is just not great.
Yeah, because there's nothing for it to do for Bailite.
Yeah.
Like gain life?
Gonti, on the other hand. Gonti!
That's nice.
When Gonti is like, Ramy has blue cards in their deck.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
blue
Gonti
is
can
pretty
find
good.
Gonti can find Ancestral Recall.
Yeah.
Gonti finds, or actually Gonti is still on the stack, but Gonti's still on top of the library.
Gonti's on top of the library,
But Knight of Autumn looks like it's going to get countered, which...
Oh, that's how they contestant for 2. Can't he just pay? Yeah.
He can, which is what he's going to do. He's going to... He can still play a land for turn 2. Wait, no he can't. I saw like the outline around the land in his hand, and I assume he could still play it.
Yeah, no, I believe he can. I really don't think he has played the land.
It's possible that he just clicked through.
Oh, Mental Note. No, Mental Note is the one that only only builds you.
Yeah.
If that was the
Which-
thought, Scour, you might have wanted to get that Gaunty away, but
Yeah.
normally is this Leovold is still tuck in hand.
Yeah, because he hasn't drawn a black source yet, which
Yeah.
that's the hard part of splashing in a format like this. It's super hard to find your splash lands without drawing because he hasn't drawn a fetch yet. And since he's mainly in 2 colors, he's not playing too many fetches. I only see 1, 2, 3 fetches, 4 fetches, 5 fetches. Sorry.
Yes, and then there's some degenerates around that try to blood moon you and makes the process even worse.
Yeah, especially because for him the hard part is he's not playing a basic swamp.
Oh wow.
So the lands that he's playing 12 islands, 1 forest for basics.
Oh wow, okay. So he decided.
So
yeah, no, that
if-
makes sense because
So if he gets blood mooned, he's just kind of stuck on black cards until he finds a way to get rid of the blood moon.
which, to be fair, he only has 2 black cards, so it's not that big of a deal. But
Yeah.
he's just been unfortunate. He drew 1.
Yeah, and Gonti's gonna hit the field here, and
Here's the Gaunty. What does Gaunty found?
Gonti finds Snapcaster Mage,
It's a good one.
Berserk, Stubborn Denial, and a land. What do you take here?
I'm
if
taking the
you're-
snaps.
I could see that, yeah.
Yeah, not close.
Even if you don't really have anything in your graveyard, keeping it away from Ramy is also super important.
I mean, these 2 Slaughter isn't even the worst card ever on this board because like
No,
all of
because
the Risher,
all
all
of
of the
those
Risher on
creatures are
Remy's sides
valuable.
are pretty reasonable, and Unearth is also pretty good. You can Unearth your Scavenging Goose if it comes to that. We went for Stubs, which also
Did.
defensible choice.
That's actually, I think that's even more reasonable considering the fact that it's against a tempo deck.
Yeah, and you have Ferocious, so
Yeah, you do, because you have a large Scavenging Ooze.
yeah,
So
this Goose gives you Ferocious.
you can just straight up counter a lot of things, actually.
Do you attempt to trade the Gaunty for the Thorny Tenant? Probably not, right? Gaunty is an amazing blocker.
No, I think you keep Gonti around.
Yeah.
Because if he does end up playing something like a Hooting Mandrills or Tarmogoyf gets bigger, you can trade with it.
Yeah, I mean, you can trade with anything.
Yeah.
Like, you can trade with the
Luca,
Squirion
Luca,
Dryad,
do you have
which
a-
will get bigger.
Do you have a match score, Luca?
What?
Do you have a match score?
Oh yeah, I lost twice.
Okay, thank you.
You should consider winning sometimes. That's it's usually a good way of doing well in these tournaments.
Usually I like to think about that, yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
so
2-1, okay.
Yeah, I see that WolfgangCloud reports
Yeah.
that too.
Alright, I just edited it.
Hmm.
Okay. So, Thing in the Ice. That's interesting, actually.
Thing in the Ice is a way that Remy can come back into this game if he plays quickly.
Yeah,
Granted,
Thing in the
Remy-
Ice. You have to flip it at the right time, though.
Yeah. Plus,
Which
there's
I
there's
think
a
actually
Becoming
any time would be the right time.
Yeah. In this case, yes. It sucks
Yeah.
because it resets.
Oh, there's a Titania. Jesus. And in his graveyard, I see. Is it 2 fetches or 3 fetches?
There's
That's 2, right?
3, but he can only return 1, right?
Yeah. I see. In his graveyard, I see Strand and Bloodstained Mire.
There's also a Marsh Floods.
Oh, that's what that is. I couldn't read it. Oh yeah, he did have Marsh Flats. So he's gonna play 1 fetch. Gonna play Marsh Flats from his graveyard, which he can end of turn crack and get a 5/3, and basically, despite how big all of Remy's threats are, like Deep Root Champion at 5/5, Hurian Dryad at 7/7, Tarmogoyf at, I think that's a 4/5, right? Or 3/4. 3/4. Those are still all reasonable, but a 5/3 beat matches up fairly well against all of them.
Yeah.
Except
I
maybe
want
the
to
Hurian Dryad.
also give my thanks to Bailite for keeping the Stubborn Denial with the rest of his hand, so hence we don't stream. That is.
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to butt in, but I have a correction to Wolfgang's correction. It was 0-2. I did not.
It was 2-0? Okay.
Okay. I mean, honestly, I think that Bailite has found the way to break this game, which is just sit back with all of these idiots and peck Ramy to death with his spirit.
Sit back with your big creatures to clog up the ground and just keep swinging with your flyers.
Though, I mean, TheRedMage call can find something completely dumb, I'm sure.
You could Eladamri's call for like. He could Eladamri's call for Siege Rhino and just close the game out in 2 turns.
Yeah. You could Eladamri's call. I think I like Eladamri's calling for Resto Angel here.
Oh yeah. So you can
you can get another Gaunty trigger. Yeah, you can get another Gaunty trigger, and you can.
Oh, it gets negated, but he has the stubs.
Yeah, he has the stubs. So you can you can get another Gaunty trigger, and you get another 3 damage in the air, right? Which is
but
also...
it looks like.
Oh, Harkness Force of Will.
Oh my god! So it doesn't look like this Eladamri's call is gonna get through, but
no.
Does it really matter?
I mean, Ramy's hand is Leovold that he cannot cast.
Yeah.
But he did manage to get 2 counters off of the thing in the ice, which is important.
Yeah, that actually. I think Ramy knows that's the only way back into this game.
Yeah. And it did mean that there aren't as many, huge, he doesn't have, he gets a little bit more reprieve from the spirits backing in. Thoughts is the draw. He can take the Leovold if he wants to.
He could, yeah, but reasonably, I think he'll Thoughtseize, he'll take Leovold, and then, there's no reason not to Thoughtseize.
Yeah, there is no reason not to Thoughtseize. I mean, the only reason is if you think that Ramy has a land in hand.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I was gonna say, haven't we seen this matchup? But no, this is Ramy who's on the Bant.
Yeah, Ramy is on
Sorenson as opposed to a Bant.
Yeah, he's on blue-green Sorenson with a very light black splash.
Yeah, I got absolutely ramped by Abzan in round 1.
What were you playing?
I was on Paradox Academy.
Oh yeah, tempo versus combo, not a great place to be if you're the combo player.
God, yeah. Like, the best line was, so, turn 1, I go, Ancient Tomb, Felwar Stone, into something else. They were on the play. They have the fetch up, and then I go to cast... On turn 2, I go to cast something else, and they crap their fetch. Sorry, I was on the play. And they get their land, and then they daze my play, and I wasn't thinking about daze, I was just thinking about Force Spike, so I didn't tap the mana before I passed priority, so they put daze on the stack, returning the land, and so I couldn't generate mana, and they got my my threat. I forget what it was. I think I still won that game specifically, but that was just a really interesting line that I was like, yeah, okay. I was thinking, okay, I can play around any Force Spike, which is what they probably have, but I wasn't thinking about daze specifically.
Interesting.
Okay, so we have 2 matches that have happened in the time since we last updated. We have Para on Paradox Engine winning 2-1 over Croc, and Windy on, of course, Blue-Red Tempo winning 2-1 over Rarer.
That was a really close match. As it turns out, Ancestral's a good card.
Yeah.
Usually.
This board state reminds me of playing Draft.
Yeah, I could see it.
You just have these big dumb idiots staring at each other like any one of these threats on its own would win the game, but they're not on their own.
But it's just down to these 2 stupid spirits.
Exactly, and then you died at 2-1 with flyers.
Yeah, these 2 spirits, I would like to point out, have attack for, I believe, 14 damage.
To be fair, if that King of Ice flips, the spirits are gone, but I assume they still have...
that's true. How did Eladamri's call come back to hand?
Eternal Witness.
Oh.
Green Sun's for Eternal Witness, yeah. And they're still playing around this Milano League as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense because you're already winning. You might not want to just cast spells because if Ramy has counter spells, that takes counters of the thing in the ice, right?
That turns on the thing in the ice. Yeah, I don't think honestly, I don't does Remy cast this here even if it's going to get countered just to get the counter?
Oh yeah, hi there, Embrahul, the Promised End.
I think you might, but oh well.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Not a bad card.
11 mana to hard cast, and Bailite has more than enough cards in graveyard. It looks like we're going to see Bailite take it against the tempo deck again.
I think he has sorcery, land, and
Miracle versus
instant.
self-counter.
So I believe that and creature. So I
Here's the
believe
mark.
that
That's
it's
a lot of tempo.
currently costing 9,
Yeah, that would be.
which is cast.
He has
More
has
than
enough
enough to
Landlocked.
pay for this.
just with
yeah.
lands.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have to use Noble Hierarch.
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll
if
see it again.
yeah, even have an
Absolutely
extra land to has the
correct.
Death Ray Shaman.
This is probably a.
Mana
Oh, there's a
leak!
mana leak.
Yeah.
All right.
Bailite's got a lot of tempo. Tempo's a really hard time against this deck.
Yeah.
But I mean, he still gets to pack him with the spirits and to attack
Attack, yeah.
Remy stuff into Bailite's board to elicit some bad
You
blocks.
kill the
from-
Korean Dryad.
Guy's
with-
stuff is massive. Jesus.
Yeah, but the problem is there's a Gonti in play, right? And Remy's
Oh,
like dead on the
Yeah,
end.
so
Yeah.
Korean Dryad trades with Gonti. You can make the Deep Root Champion trade with an Eternal Witness.
Is this
Or
is
just
this one ice counter on this thing, guys?
Yeah, there's only
There's,
one.
there's one, yeah.
So Remy does get
So-
2 draws here for an instant or sorcery, actually. Which is actually... There you go, there's the trade-off, right? If you're... You take the extra turn, but you do actually give Remy another draw, and no matter what it is, you can't cast it to get it out of your hand, because you
Because it's just gonna trigger the thing, anyways.
Yeah, you have no man mines. There's a land.
Unless you
Oh,
have
no, they're
flipped the
dead.
thing. I mean,
Oh,
you
nice
Yavimaya
fetch.
Coast and Fetch. They
Yep.
have lethal. Which
Nice
is a
fetch.
shame.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Baylite's gonna take game 1 against the Tempo
sorry.
deck again.
That's
As
right,
you
that's game
said,
1.
Tempo has a very, very hard time against mid-range deck, especially this mid-range deck from what I've seen.
Yeah, and here we
Sorry,
see...
what, game 1?
That was game 1.
Yeah. Daylight's
I
deck
see.
has a
Yeah.
good mix of like being able to get on the board relatively fast and some absolute high maker, which are nightmarish for anything. he's
Yeah,
trying
well,
to
you see
kill.
like this Soren in play, which if that Soren resolves, it's basically game because it can just drill those cheap creatures.
Yeah, but,
with
and
the minus
also
X and
you
plus.
get stuff like Thragtusk, Siege Rhino, that is like, what? Excuse me?
Oh.
Like, what are you
You know-
supposed to... Oh, Hextreak? That
Oh
is
my
a
God.
spicy one.
Takes fact or fiction.
Well, Hextringer doesn't. Well, it doesn't even matter because the slaughter that's strong. I was gonna say does it get out faster than the Shriekmaw? It doesn't even matter. Like, that's absolutely brutal.
I mean,
You see the
Shriekmaw can
power
kill
of-
it right now, right? But
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Even if you spend your next turn building up, which you will, the slaughter just targets the player and they sack a creature. So.
You know, I was just gonna comment on how it's been, how we're nearly through 4 rounds and it's been like a very reasonable amount of time.
Yeah.
usually
Yeah,
the tournament lasts about 2 hours
that's
and a half
because,
when we're in 3 rounds.
That's because I'm not playing stacked.
Yeah. And you know, like Bailite knows that Ramy
Huh.
has nothing going on in hand.
Interesting. Vessel of Nascency is an interesting include.
It
Yeah.
hits.
I mean,
Remember
it was in the standard version of this kind of deck.
Yeah,
And it was
grabs
very
so many
good in
card
that
types,
version.
and it fills your graveyard really efficiently.
Yeah,
standard
but
deck,
it
I'll never
is
ban.
3 mana though. 3 is a lot.
Well, but
This
it's
to
literally-
the slaughter, by the way.
It's over multiple turns.
This to the slaughter, by the way. It keeps killing things.
Yeah, I mean, it's an edict, right?
Yeah.
It's 3 mana, but it also has upside, which is what's good. Because this is a
Yeah.
deck that's looking to turn on Delirium. Like, Vessel on its own is probably turning on Delirium if it's not
Yeah.
already on.
Yeah, probably gonna be this turn is gonna have Vessel and Gerard's verdict, I'm assuming. Oh no,
think
there's
right
only
now-
one card in hand, so there is no reason to have Gerard's
I was
verdict.
gonna say, I
I
think
think
we see a
that's,
Demonic Tutor for Fatal Push here, or for a Swords, rather, to get that Jace off the board.
Yeah,
Yeah, because Jace is
JVP
gonna flip. Yeah.
Jace is gonna
It-
flip, and again, Remy knows, Bailite knows Remy's
Yeah,
gone. No.
he's getting fatal push.
Yeah.
Yup.
It's factor fiction.
And all of a sudden, Ramy's down to 1 card,
Wait,
and it's kind of looking like all Baylite has to do is just draw lands to march up to Soren.
To be fair, that 1 card is mana drain.
It's a pretty good one card.
Yeah, but like you're
It's not a bad one card.
Oh, here we see the embodiment of Agonies. I don't know how large it'll be right now. That'll be interesting to see.
It'll probably go into the graveyard.
Embodiment of Agonies is currently a 1/1.
Okay. Well, it'll be bigger once this vessel.
Oh no, is it the mana cost of creatures or is it the mana cost of everything?
No,
it's
all mana costs. All non-land.
All
mana
non-lands.
costs.
1, 2, 3. Okay, it's currently a 5/5.
There you go. For free.
Vessel.
It's gonna get
Fatal
big
Push,
later.
Demon Tutor, to the Slaughter, Tree Ball.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It says on the card.
Oh,
It's 5/5.
There's more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's now 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. No,
like,
it says on the card. I don't know if you can read it.
Yeah.
But I can on the call.
Ramy mold to like 5 or whatever with
Painted box
and fact and the lands, and the fact or fiction just got thought seized and
Ramy.
Gerard's Verdict eats a mana drain.
Gerard's Verdict is gonna catch the mana drain.
Yeah.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. Like it's almost the same as counter anyways, or it's getting it through.
You might as well get the extra
yeah,
mana.
of course.
I don't like the tapping on this mana. I don't know. Maybe you don't want to resolve Agonies anyways, but just when you see them with
You
the
probably want to resolve Agonies.
Yeah,
That's
right. Just leaving that up, right? Because it doesn't cost you anything with this Tainted deck still.
Yeah, I think it just
But again, like the problem is the average card quality of Bailite is so much higher at this point because that's what you get when you're playing this deck. I say as they draw Tarmogoyf, but still, like, Ghost loses to it.
Yeah, but like, nice 5/6 for 2. I have an 8/8 flyer for 3. What are you gonna do?
Also, I can Tainted Pact for Path or Swords here if I really want.
Yeah, if
note that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Gerard's Verdict. Yeah, never mind.
I think it's interesting to note, I mentioned this earlier, but Ramy's basic lands in this deck are 12 islands and 1 forest, so he does not have a way to get a basic swamp. So he'd most likely be getting another island. At this point, it doesn't matter since he has...
Does he not play Underground Sea or... Oh, well, yeah, I've seen Overground too. Yeah.
Well, he plays the Black X dual lands, but he doesn't play any basic swamps. So it's interesting to note that if Bailite draws Wasteland, he can just get him off black basically for good.
Well, here you get to see, and this is what's really sweet. You get to develop Embodiment, and
now I don't need these types anymore. Let me Tassiger them.
There you go, right? Who cares? I'll just Tassiger. And Tassiger's activated, we can fill the graveyard again. And then if you untap again with 6 mana and slam Soren, the game's all but over. It does open it up to a bounce spell if you eat your own graveyard, but
even if Tassiger gets bounced, you still have access to Soren.
No, I mean,
well, it's to the embodiment.
Embodiment gets bounced, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, bounce spell would be pretty good on both of these things right now because Tassiger.
Oh yeah, right. Shrunk the Tarmogoyf.
It can.
Well,
but
Tassiger's not as bad because it costs 6, right?
Yeah.
Vessel makes mana out of the graveyard, so next out it shrunk Tarmogoyf.
And yeah, here we go. You see, you can also just -5 here, right?
Yep.
Like there's already instants in the graveyard. But there's already creatures. There's already.
He's gonna.
Yeah, he's just gonna. I think his plan is to just plus Soren until Ramy dies. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave you guys to do commentary.
I would have attacked the embodiment though.
For a couple of minutes, I need to use the.
Yeah.
The restroom.
I don't understand not attacking with embodiment.
I'll be back.
I think because you want to just protect the Soren and ride it to victory.
Yeah.
But what's the worst thing that happens? Your Tassiger gets bounced and your Soren takes 4, and then it's still fine.
Yeah. Or you can jump a Tassiger recast or something. Yeah, you can read all these here. I honestly would have liked to see the Soren just drill the Tarmogoyf bullets down.
Yeah. Like, you don't need to ride the Soren to victory. You have an 8/8 flyer.
Exactly, right.
By the time that, like, at this point in the game, this 8/8 flyer would have won the game.
Well, yeah, no, this would have been game, right? You hit for 5, you hit it for 5, you swing in for 12, and then you have a Soren still, because Soren comes in with 6 loyalty?
It doesn't matter because he's your Palace Jailer anyway.
Sure, yeah. And you got this force negation, but...
So... Like, yeah, you can force the Jailer, but what does it matter?
You can't. Force negation is not pretty
Right.
It's
force
a negation,
yeah,
that's what I was saying. Which
Negate,
is the problem. Like, it's just past the point where it matters anymore.
Yeah, so, yeah, the game's pretty much over at this point.
The game is absolutely over. There's nothing.
I don't think there's a single card in Ramy's deck that can get him out of here.
It's 7 mana as you run Rift.
I guess if you have Ancestral Recall into 3 cards that can win the game, but I still don't know if there's a series of draws that does it. It probably involves Gush, Thing in the Ice.
Yeah, Ramy just conceded.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say Overloaded Rift but I looked at his deck and he's not playing Rift.
I would
can
assume not
understand.
Rift, yeah.
It's so much mana, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
also mentioned Rift, and was like, you could Rift
Yeah.
it, but also that is 7 mana to do that,
Also,
which he had access to.
You spend your turn rifting, and then they play Sorn again, and you lose anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't die this turn, but...
All right,
Congratulations,
so
Bailite.
yep, it looks like Bailite is our 4-0 for today.
Absolutely
but-
devouring tempo decks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I had been expecting Abzan midrange,
I
I
mean,
would not have brought Simic Tempo.
to be fair, Simic Tempo got you, what, 3-1?
It got me 3-1.
So,
So
that
it looks like we're
mid-range
just
matchup
waiting
is
on
solid.
Gozmit and Rance right now.
like, Tempo was good today. There's a lot of decks that it beat, but then you just have the spider winning at the end, right?
Yep,
Come into my web.
things happen.
Yeah.
For my first time playing in a Canadian Highlander event with any more stakes than casual, I'm pretty happy with that. So.
Yeah, no, that was great. Yeah. I was telling him about your day's play.
All right, so
That was a fun play.
Yeah, no, that was sweet.
yeah, so right now we're just waiting on TRM had to leave for just a second. He'll be back. There is still another game happening, Gozmit versus Rance.
Where?
I don't know, probably somewhere.
Probably in a challenge rather than in the tournament practice
Oh,
room.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's if you don't see it in the tournament practice room, it's probably was just like a challenge. I guess
Direct
I
challenge,
don't know
yeah.
how it works.
I had some really close games today.
Yeah, yeah. I
lot
definitely
of
won
1-2s.
the seat of my pants a couple times. Just upheaval. Really good card. Really, 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 really good card.
Yeah.
It's great when you go, okay, I'm going to generate like 8 mana. I'm going to upheaval. I'm going to cast 4 rocks, and we're starting the game again.
Except
But I have like
have
9 mana. Yeah.
I got
Oh,
killed
yeah.
number 1 Inquisition 3 times in the same match.
That reminds me. I tried to design a balanced upheaval once. That was difficult.
I
Your
have
balanced upheaval is like Rift.
No,
So-
Balance Upheaval was printed in Shadowmoor.
Sway of the
Well, no,
Stars,
like-
or whatever, yeah.
Like by balanced, I mean make it at a mana cost and like add enough effects to it that it works. The answer is, I think, you add if it's your turn and the turn.
Well, I think the fairest way to do it is don't let him float mana,
Well, yeah, that's what if it's your turn and the turn
which is
does.
Sway of the
Alright.
Stars.
I'm back. Sorry about missing the end of
Alright.
the game. What happened
Yeah.
while I was gone?
So
Game ended.
I
Bailite
drew
just kind of
all of the lands, and
Yeah.
none of I didn't draw Ancestral Recall.
You molded
So I-
like, what was it, 5?
No, I molded 6 and then
6,
kept.
okay. But you
I
had
kept-
Hex Drinker,
I-
4 lands, and
No, I had Sleight of Hand for
Right.
Fall lands.
Yeah. the
And
Slight
then I
with,
yep.
and then you got Thoughts.
no, I slighted into Hex Drinker.
Okay. Yeah.
Then
Got Thoth
I got
Thoughtseized.
my Thoth Thought Seized. My Hex Drinker killed. My Hex Drinker killed. Then I drew a Delver, and my Delver got killed. Then I drew a Jace Fringe Prodigy, and my Jace Fringe Prodigy got killed.
Yeah,
Then I
Tutor
drew-
for a kill.
Well, yes, you tutored for a Fatal Push to kill my Jace Fringe Prodigy.
I was gonna flip, yeah. Or
Yeah,
Wolf
it was 100% the correct play.
Welcome
then-
to life against Midrange. Your stuff dies a bunch.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So TRM, there is another game still happening. If you want to put that on stream, it's Gozmit versus Rance.
Are
I
these?
think I haven't found equal 7.
They said it was it might be in a private challenge though. So if we can't put it
I
on
mean,
stream,
I saw a game. I don't recognize the model names. Do you see the one in the vintage tournament practice?
The Vintage Tournament's not ours, yeah.
Okay,
I don't
so-
think the one from our tournament is in the practice room. I think it was a challenge. Because, WotC decided that challenge games shouldn't be spectatable.
So yeah,
Is-
okay. Not to self. Not to self. Next time, let's make very clear that challenges are not.
yeah.
Wait.
I mean, it's because WotC decided to break up all the rooms by how much time like by time you're giving each player, and the challenge is you're only allowed to set a match timer of 40 minutes per player, so you
Which
can't
is
spectate.
neither of these things.
Yes.
I mean, I was sent a screenshot earlier, right? And it appears in Vintage Open Play, except not, but it appears only for the player, though.
Yes.
It's unfortunate.
It's a weird way of doing things.
Oh well. I guess we want
I had a lot of fun today. I hope other players had fun.
It was really
Yeah,
good.
I mean, we can probably keep the stream going until the last game ends.
Yeah.
Let me
Once
inquire.
we should probably make sure that if it's at a reasonable point, we can probably keep it going.
Yeah. If they're still in game 1, then no, that's not gonna happen. So you said it's Gozmit and
Rance. I can ask them.
No, it's fine. I got it. Keep
I think
talking about stuff.
I think I haven't found a keepable 7 today.
No, I
One's-
I had one really greedy 7 against Luca and got immediately punished for it. It was like Island, Tolarian Academy, Grim Monolith, Signet, Talisman, and then like something else. And
That is quite greedy.
well, I drew the land, but they had.
Oh no,
turn
Gozmit 1-2-0. This game is over.
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So let's have them get back in here, and then we can wrap it up.
So they had the turn 2 oof, and I played
Turn 1 oof of
dead.
the,
Or yeah.
of
I
the
played-
maps.
Yeah, I played Dead Rocks, and my Tolarian Academy was fine, but nowhere near as explosive. Then I came
Yeah, I
back
don't-
with Upheaval, and in later games, and made up for that.
Who would have known Collector Roof is good against the Artifact combo deck?
Yeah.
Not as good as
Good
people
enough.
think. Not as good as people think.
So
I mean-
so I had
It's not literally game winning, but if you can put pressure on it, it'll slow you
It
down.
needs to come down early, or it needs to come down late enough that I've already heavily committed. If once you have Tolarian Academy and like 7 artifacts, though, your artifacts don't actually matter.
I had a Cinder Vines resolved against me, and
That's
it just
worse.
didn't matter.
Yeah, that's fair.
I
Alright.
just cast
You
my
have all the
spells anyway.
players.
And just attacked.
Sorry, we're just talking about how to make Black Red Burn maybe work.
It's so tempting.
Alright.
That's what I was playing today.
Oh,
Ooh.
yes, baby!
There you go.
You went on crazy.
All right. So.
Oh, sorry.
All right, I'm gonna wrap this up right now. So, thank you guys a lot for playing. Thank you for dealing with our technical difficulties that we had today. Hopefully in the future it will be better run. I hope you all decide to come back in the future and play again.
Yeah, we are gonna have probably a poll to decide if we wanna to move the time, since this hasn't been since we have had a couple of issues fighting the tournament the last couple of weeks, and want to make sure that this is still the best time slot for everybody. So keep an eye posted for that.
And one last time, if you would like to participate in this tournament, all you have to do is in Twitch chat. TRM just posted !bracket with the
!Discord.
Smash. Oh my god! !Discord with the link to the Canadian Highlander Discord. Then past that, all you have to do is when we make the announcement on Wednesday or Thursday, usually, so you can submit a deck in the Google form, and then all you have to do is show up when the tournament starts, and you can play. Past that, this tournament will be on YouTube at... What's the YouTube link, TRM?
I'll post it. It's not an easy
Is
one
it-
to remember.
Okay.
I'll post it in chat.
Alright. So the YouTube link will be posted in the Discord, where all of the
Yeah, I'm
tournament
posting
jobs
it
get
in the
uploaded.
Twitch chat right now, and then.
Oh, the Twitch chat as well.
Yeah,
okay.
and then it's gonna be in the Discord also. But
Okay. So. Alright, so the YouTube link is in the Twitch chat now. It'll be.
yeah, it's gonna
the
be in the
Discord?
Discord later.
Later,
and-
okay.
Yeah, when
It
when
is
when we po-
already in the Discord on
Is
the
it? Okay.
Yeah, it's already in the Discord in the
the
tournament announcements. actually, yeah.
tournament announcement.
Sweet. Alright. Well, thank you all for playing today.
Thanks for
I
putting this
think we're
on for
gonna.
us, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're gonna sign the stream off for now. So
Yeah, thanks everybody for showing up, and we'll see you hopefully next week. Bye.
all right, bye.
There's